Good evening and welcome to Arlington High School for this girls varsity basketball game between the Reading Memorial High School Rockets and the Arlington High School Spy Ponders. My name is Lewis McCulloch alongside Jeff Spector, and we have Phil Ryan on the camera tonight. We'd like to thank ACMi Sports for the use of the equipment to bring you today's game, which we are doing live on YouTube. Reading comes into today's game with a record of 5-3. In their previous game on Tuesday, they lost to Watertown, and I'm sure that head coach Cara Malillo will have her team fired up and ready for tonight. Two players to keep your eyes on are number 25, a senior, Brooke Pulpe, and number 11, junior, Molly Trahan, as both were named League All-Stars last season. Arlington comes in with a record of 1-6. This Ponders suffered a tough loss to Stoneham on Tuesday, losing 38-34, and I'm interested to see how Coach Martinelli's squad responds tonight. First three up from Weezy Mueller, just off. It'll stay Arlington basketball. Jeff, good evening, happy Friday. What are you looking for as our game gets underway?
You know, this is one of those games where I'm grateful not to be the coach. It's going to be an uphill battle. It would take the stars aligning and a truly just out-of-this-world performance, I think, for us to shock Reading. Again, I think realistically what I'm looking for is I just want to see a compete level. I want to see the girls fighting for 32. And I would love to see the offense get going. Our defense has been solid straight through the year. Again, a fast start, though, would go a long way.
Agreed, and the fast start is what Arlington has done with Alina McCulloch getting the first two for Arlington and causing a turnover there. Ponders back on offense. Setting the lineups for Arlington, we've got senior captain Gianna Palillo, along with senior captain Lily Paul, Weezy Mueller at one guard, Alina McCulloch, and sophomore Melina O'Hagan round out the starting five. Lily Paul picks up the pressure. And gets it to Trahan, who drives. Good help defense and pressure provided. And we've got a turnover on Reading. Well done by Lily to come up with that steal. Who finds it to McCulloch and looks ahead to set the offense. McCulloch to Paul, finding O'Hagan up top. Out to Gianna for three. Count it! Bank is still open in Arlington.
Late on a Friday night.
As Arlington takes the early 5-0 lead, just over a minute gone in this first quarter. Good box out by Gianna, and that's going to be Arlington basketball.
I think one of the other things to watch for on defense, I think the less that Arlington has to rely on help defense and leave open shooters. As this game goes on, I think we're going to start seeing Reading knocking down those shots. So I think our on-ball defense is going to be really important tonight. I think the more the girls can really just shut down their own player, it'll go a long way for the defense.
Yeah, Jeff, one of the things I remember about playing Reading last year was that they have some good shooters on the team, and they find them. And if they're open, they're going to knock them down. Good drive by McCulloch. She gets fouled and will head to the line for two.
I feel like it started to happen a little bit in that Stoneham game where Stoneham got patient. They would make a second, a third, and a fourth pass and just keep swinging it, find open players. And whether they were layups or they were just short jumpers, it really hurt us in the second half.
First shot for McCulloch is up, rolls around and drops. Lines up the second and can't get that one to fall. Reading gathers in the rebound, brings it up. Turnover by Reading. Again, decent pressure being applied by Arlington's defense, and not surprising to see the Reading head coach with the timeout. Again, I'm probably looking to calm things down, settle her team down.
Yeah, I mean, great timeout. No question, not the start that Reading would have been looking for. And I've got to be honest, I don't recall a game, certainly not a game this year, where Arlington has gotten out to a start like this, and certainly not scoring 6 points in the first 2 minutes. So if Coach Martinelli could have drawn up how the first 2 minutes would go, this might be better than he would have possibly hoped for. So again, great start. It's still going to take both sides. But the beauty, and again, these are still really young athletes, so on any given day, anything can happen. Teams have bad days. You see it all the time in college athletics, so it's not a shock that it would happen in high school sports. But it's going to take concerted effort. Still a long way to go, but love the start.
Yeah, I agree. And what I'm most pleased with, and I think Coach Martinelli will be pleased with, is the shaking off the loss against Stoneham, refocusing, getting ready for a tough opponent, and coming out, with that clear vision for how we want to attack and start the game.
Definitely.
Lady Paul inbounds to Reading, and Reading has decided to apply some pressure, and that's going to be a jump ball. Jump ball goes Reading's way. Good help defense and recovery by the Spy Ponders. And Reading's going to get a foul, get fouled, and go to the line for 2.
A little bit of a late call there. I think she got called for the foul on the landing more than necessarily the foul on the shot.
First one for Reading is good, and they're on the board. Arlington leading 6-1 with 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Second one good, and that cuts the lead to 4. Mueller finds Gianna, kicks it out to McCulloch, who drives again and gets it blocked. Reading seemed to be out of bounds, not called. Turnover Arlington, and Reading brings the ball down. Great steal by Melina O'Hagan. Double team. Oh, that's a tough call. Touch call called on O'Hagan, who looked like she was in good position, got her hands on the basketball there. And Eileen Lucas and Isabella Jardine check into the game, replacing Captain Lily Paul and Melina O'Hagan. Great defense by Bella, staying strong. And that's going to be out of bounds. Arlington basketball. Really nice job boxing out by Isabella there. Lucas inbounds to Mueller as Reading continues to apply the press. Steal for Reading.
This is where Arlington's gotten in trouble in the past few games, where they go a couple minutes without ever even getting a shot. Just a few sloppy possessions, good defense by Reading, a couple questionable calls by the refs, and we just go through these periods where we don't ever get a look, and again, if you're not scoring, it's just giving the other team time to either expand the lead or close a gap.
You can see what Arlington was trying to do on that one, which I really like, was, Reading's got the ball on the sidelines. Mueller comes for the double team to trap. Touch foul, unfortunately, called, but the idea is good. Three-pointer for Reading is up and good. And that's number 32, Abby Strong. Mueller with a jump shot. Count it. Like to see that shot. Great pass by Isabella to get the assist. And Arlington leads 8-5. 3:40 left in the first quarter. Really nice drive by Abby Strong with the dish assist to cut the lead to 1, 8-7.
And that's where I think Arlington is going to see trouble tonight when they get the double teams that come over and help. Reading's just going to be very good at picking that apart. They have good size, they have good vision, good passing team.
Drive by Mueller, kicked it out to Lucas. Reading intercepted it, but stepped out of bounds, and it will remain Arlington ball. Avery Spector checking into the game for the first time, replacing Wheezy Mueller. Spector gets the ball in. Arlington works it around. Palillo out to McCulloch, who drives. Finds Isabella, open shot. Rebound McCulloch, and puts it right back up. Can't get it to fall. Good offensive possession there again, Jeff. Good shots, just again, not getting them to drop.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, those are shots. They don't go in. You'll live with it. You take that offensive possession, every time down the court and be more than happy.
Great anticipation by Palillo to gather the steal, to give Arlington another possession. Spector works the ball around, finds Palillo up top, who drives, can't get the finish to fall, and Reading comes down with the rebound. Lucas with good on-ball pressure. No call there as she's shoved to the ground. And Isabella is going to get called for a foul down low. Shot's going to count, giving Reading their first lead of the day, 9-8, with a chance to increase it with a free throw. And Mahek checks into the game, replacing Gianna Palillo. Good energy brought by Gianna there on the defensive end and offensively with the bank shot three-pointer. Reading with the offensive rebound on a missed free throw. Spector comes up with the loose ball, looks ahead to McCulloch. Can't catch that ball, it goes out of bounds. And head coach Martinelli calling a timeout to settle his troops down, looking a little rattled off the press, and just need to take a deep breath and gather themselves. While we have a break in the action, I'd like to remind everyone that this is an ACMi sports production. Numerous Arlington High School sports games and events are filmed by ACMi Sports and made possible by both student and parent volunteers. If you're interested in helping to produce, film, commentate, and/or edit the games, please reach out to us at sports@acmi.tv to find out how you can gain experience and learn sports production while bringing more sports broadcasts to the Arlington community. Good time out there, Jeff, by head coach Martinelli. Wanted to kind of calm things down and not let Reading go on one of the runs that have plagued the Ponders a little bit in the first half of the season.
Absolutely. I feel like a broken record. We've talked about this game in and game out. The first 2 minutes we're up 6-0. We go the next 4 minutes. We're outplayed 9-2, and you could live with the 9-2 run that Reading had if it was if we were playing clean. The problem is it's a 9-2 run, and we've aided it. We've had a couple bad turnovers. Reading put the press on. They probably earned one of the turnovers. I think we gave them one of the other ones. And then we're missing layups. We've missed some short shots. And then again, it's not Arlington basketball if we're not questioning some of the calls from the refs. And another three for Reading.
Another three by Abby Strong. She's had a really strong start to the game. Lucas finds Jardine up top, kicks it out to Mahek.
You can see the hands, though, by Reading, too. They're getting much more active on defense. Good drive, missed layup. Got to go off the glass, got to get that thing to fall. But again, it's a quality opponent. So going into it, nothing's going to come easy. But it's still frustrating. You get after that early lead, and your mind kind of starts to wander about what if, could we do this? But you can see the activity level, the pressure, and the intensity picking up from Reading, and then the execution. I'm not really sure what their shooting stats have been, but it feels like since the first 2 minutes, they haven't, they missed a couple, but even then they were getting their own rebounds. They're just executing at a high rate right now.
Mueller checks back into the game, replacing Spector. Arlington trailing by 4 now, 12-8. A minute and a half in the first quarter remaining. Great inbound pass by Mueller, finding McCulloch, who puts it in on the baseline. Really nice out-of-bounds play. needed a bucket there to break a little bit of a drought that we had. 12-10 now, Arlington down 2. Arlington flying around on defense. Isabella with another really nice box out to secure the rebound and find Mueller. Pushes the ball up ahead. Wasn't there, so she brings it back out and resets. Staying patient, finds Lucas out wide. Kicks it to McCulloch up top. Over to Mueller. Nice ball movement by the Ponders. A little bit of a force there, but you can see what she was trying to do. Mahek was driving, and McCulloch can't quite come up with the steal on the loose ball, as that'll fall Reading's way. Under 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. Shot clock and game clock about even, so this is likely to be the last shot of the quarter. Three, no good. McCulloch secures the rebound, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. It was actually the shot clock that sounded first, but I think the referee recognized that the quarter was basically over and let the clock run out. All things considered, not a terrible quarter, Jeff, against a very talented and well-coached Reading team. Arlington trailing 12-10 after 1.
Absolutely. Again, if you just looked at it as a snapshot and said it was, you're going to be down 2 at the end of the first, would you take it or leave it? You're going to take that probably 99 times out of 100 with the disparity between these teams. It keeps you in the game. It gives the girls confidence. And if nothing else, it probably gives Reading something to think about. My expectation is Reading came in and expected to just come in and probably just blow them out. Maybe even without put up too much of an effort, which could have accounted a little bit for the slow start. And the good part for Arlington is they weathered those 2 or 3 minutes where it got a little sloppy. So again, now can we come out? Can we come out in the second quarter? If Reading throws the press, can we handle it and maybe actually get a couple buckets out of it, so not just break it, but have it lead to some offense? And then at the same point, can we execute our offense, get a couple layups to fall, hopefully get to the free throw line, and again, find a way to get some easy, cheap points, because that's what it's going to take, I think, to really keep this competitive and maybe have a chance to steal it late.
Coming out of the timeout, resetting the lineup for the Spy Ponders, Paul and Palillo back in the game, supporting Lucas, Mueller, and Mahek. Good help defense by Mahek. And recovery. Defense seems locked in as they're handing people off, helping out and recovering. Strong drive by number 24, Charlotte Rochad. She finishes to give Reading the 14-10 lead. Lucas surveys behind the three-point line, finds Mahek up top. Kicks it to Gianna, who drives. Offensive rebound by Mueller. Can't get the follow to go. Good activity by the Spy Ponders. Nicely done by Reading to quickly get the ball up court and find an open shot. Lucas brings it over half court. Paula Mueller, back to Paul, open shot, count it. Nice little two-man game played by Paul and Weezy there to get an open shot, and nice to see one go down for Captain Lily Paul. 16-12, Ponders down 4. Reading rebound, finally gathered by Mueller. Looks up ahead to Lily. Open for 3, so she takes it and makes it. Oh, they're going to call that a two-point shot. I guess her foot was on the line. Love to see the confidence, love to see the shot being taken, and that's going to force Reading to take another timeout as Arlington has cut the lead to 2, 16-14, just under 6 minutes left in the first half.
Nice seeing Lily get a little payoff on the offensive end. We always talk about her defense and the intensity and the effort she brings on the other end of the court. Nice to see her get a few points there.
Yeah, that was great. It was a really nice stretch actually on defense too. The co-captains teaming up for putting some pressure on Reading, forcing a tough shot, which we were able to turn around and convert into points.
It is interesting how the Reading coaches used their timeout so far. I mean, again, the timeout in the first quarter, 2 minutes in, stop a 6-0 run. Right here, Arlington gets back-to-back baskets. Doesn't wait, doesn't give her girls a chance to go back down and, you know, try to push it back up and see if they can play through it. She just puts a stop to it, stops any momentum, resets her girls. You know, probably drawing something up for an offensive play here and then indicating what she wants them to do defensively as well. But again, you know, just not a good approach, not a bad approach. Just it's interesting to see the strategy of not giving Arlington an inch and trying to just make sure they can't really get a foothold in the game.
Yeah, I totally get the strategy. I'm actually liking it for the Arlington perspective as well, just to give our team a chance to catch their breath, keep the intensity up on defense. Will be interesting to see how that plays out. McCulloch back in the game for the Spy Ponders, replacing Mahek. The rest of the lineup remains the same. Good active man-to-man defense being applied, and that's going to be a turnover for Reading. Just seemed to kind of throw that one out of bounds, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm going to guess that wasn't the play they had drawn up. I'm going to guess that one got away from them.
It's good to see the Arlington defense be rewarded with the turnover after playing hard. McCulloch drives, keeps the dribble alive, and no call. Turns the ball over. Reading got it. Nice finish by number 1. That's Emma Moore, a freshman for Reading, who starts for them. She's going to be a problem in the league for a while. Gianna with a good drive. Lucas with a nice offensive rebound. Mueller out to McCulloch. Out to Paul. Back to Mueller. Finds Gianna, who's open for 3. She'll take it and make it. It's a great sign to see some of these shots going down, spreading the scoring around a little bit for the Spy Ponders, cutting the lead. Reading's lead down to 1, 18-17, 4.5 minutes left to go in the first half. And that's going to be another turnover on Reading. Double dribble this time, but again, it's the pressure being applied by Arlington that's just making Reading a little bit uncomfortable here. It's causing some of these turnovers.
Yep, and the point you raised about the Reading timeouts, giving specifically Alina and Weezy Mueller, giving the two of them, just giving them an extra minute, 90 seconds to catch a breather. Those are two girls that you know Coach doesn't ever want to pull off the court. So giving them a break is only beneficial.
Good rebound, by Melina O'Hagan, who's checked back into the game for Gianna Polillo. Quickly up ahead, McCulloch drives. Gets blocked by number 1 for Reading, who gets a second block on Weezy. And that's going to be a foul on Reading. Going to be Arlington ball on the baseline. Mueller to inbound the ball. Nothing down low, so she kicks it up top to McCulloch, who kicks it out to Mueller, finds O'Hagan. Again, really nice ball movement by the Ponders. Paul now with it. It's going to be off Reading and stay Arlington basketball. 8 on the shot clock now. Need to get something a little more directed, a little more deliberate to the basket here.
Yeah, a dribble drive, a little bit of penetration, just something other than passing on the outside. Otherwise, we're going to wind up with Weezy having to put up an outside shot right here.
Yeah, good call, Jeff. Just didn't see enough to the basket there with the time left on the shot clock.
No, there just wasn't enough movement on offense. It looked like there was a lot of staring and standing around, just watching the person with the ball. It was going to take multiple girls getting into motion to try to create something. A little bit of a wasted possession.
We've got a foul called. I'm trying to see who the ref's going to give that one to. That's going to be on O'Hagan. It's going to be Reading ball out of bounds, up 1, 18-17, with 3:20 left in the first half. Spector and Jardine checking into the game for Paul and O'Hagan. Reading to inbounds. Good recovery by Spector and Weezy. And Lucas as we're flying around out there. In and out for Reading on the 3. Nice box out by McCulloch, who brings it up herself and finds Mueller. Mueller for 3. Oh, that looked good to me. Good shot. Like to see that aggressive shot taken. Lucas on the kick out for Spector for 3. Rims out, but she follows her own shot. Gets her own miss. Offensive rebound, kicks it out to Lucas, who's open for 3. And we're getting good shots. Is a good offensive possession by the Spy Ponders. We just need some of these shots to fall, but you really like to see the aggressive offensive rebounding and shots being taken by multiple people.
Absolutely. The offensive struggles that we've talked about, beyond that, the scoring has been way too centralized for Arlington this season. They need more people scoring, and the first step to that is getting multiple girls to shoot. And so these are good shots. Their feet are set, they're square, they're firing away, and they're shots you know they can hit.
First shot by Reading misses. Number 24, Charlotte Robichaud, will be at the line for 2, her second. Rims out, Isabella gathers the rebound, and Arlington will stay down 1, 2:20 to go in the first half. Mueller calmly brings the ball up court and finds Lucas. Jardine out to Mueller. Underneath to Lucas. Can't quite gather that in cleanly, so she brings it out and resets the offense. Weezy finds Spector. Spector finds Mueller. Open for 3, takes it. Can't quite make it, but great rebound by Isabella. That's going to be a jump ball, which, tough call, but it'll stay Arlington basketball.
Back-to-back trips, offensive rebounds by Jardine. That one direct, the last one, nice tap out.
And that's what she does. You love the energy she brings. She's going to go after every single offensive rebound. And you can see what Lucas was trying to do there to find her on that curl. Just couldn't quite get the pass through. It's going to be a turnover, Reading ball.
Watching this matchup between Jardine and number 1 on Reading, Emma Moore, is really interesting because I just haven't really ever seen anyone who's going to be able to push Jardine around, and Emma's no exception. I mean, I'm impressed watching Emma play. She looks very in control down low, but she can't do anything with Bella Jardine. So Bella, again, really impressed with what Bella's doing when she's out there.
Yeah, I agree. Gianna Polillo comes in to give her a little break as the Ponders try to close out this half. We're going to get a shooting foul on Eileen Lucas, number 24. No, that's not Abby Strong. That's Charlotte Rashad going back to the line for 2. Arlington clinging to a 1-point lead. Score has remained 18-17 for a while now. We've got 1:19 left in the first half. First one's good.
Would like to see Arlington clean up a little bit on what I'd call kind of loose fouls there. Again, they should be able to contest those shots without fouling on the shot.
Second shot down as well. 20-17, Reading leads Arlington. 1 minute left here in the first half. Mueller brings the ball over half court, finds McCulloch out to the left. She's going to drive and finish.
That drive. I feel like that has become Alina's go-to move, at least this year. She's beating anyone she wants this year to the left and finishing really strong at the hole.
Under a minute in what's been a very competitively well-played first half. Three-pointer for Reading is up and good. It's kind of a backbreaker, Jeff, here at the end of the first half. Reading now leads 23-19.
Yeah, Spector got caught in the wash, and I know the coach has to be frustrated she didn't get over the top to be able to contest it, or at least I'm assuming she should have been going over the top to contest it.
Mueller to McCulloch. Back to Mueller on the drive. Kicks out to Gianna, who's open for three. Can't get it, but Avery Spector with a really nice offensive rebound. That's going to stay Arlington basketball as we have 17 seconds left in the half, but only 7 seconds left on the shot clock, which should have reset after Gianna's attempt did hit the rim.
Fans are doing a great job trying to make sure the refs are aware that the shot clock needs to be reset. And the refs seem to be ignoring everybody.
Maybe they're just not going to use the shot clock here at the end as there's 17 seconds. Oh, the shot clock is running. Mueller for three. Just off. Under 10 seconds. Reading, last chance here for them. And that's going to be a foul on Alina McCulloch. And number 1, freshman Emma Moore, heads to the line for 2. First one's no good. Second shot is up and down. And that's going to end the first half with the Reading Rockets leading the Arlington Spy Ponders 24-19. Overall, a strong half, I would say, Jeff, for the Spy Ponders. Reading seemingly able to close out the quarter and the half on a little bit of a stronger note.
Absolutely. I feel torn trying to break down that half, because if somebody had said you were going to play Reading to within 5 at the half, I would have said we probably had a great half of basketball. The flip side is, having seen how the half played out, we could be tied. We could be in the lead. It could be a 2-point game. So it's a little frustrating from that standpoint. But, kudos to Reading. They closed out the quarter well. They closed out the half well. Again, just a couple things for Arlington to try to clean up, tighten up, and hopefully we see a really competitive second half. Agreed.
For halftime, we're going to stay live. We're going to stay with you, and we have a special guest, Mari Morrison, sophomore number 4 for the JV team, who we're going to talk to in just a second. Give us a moment as we get her set up and get some headphones on her. Mari, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. That was a fun but tough JV game that I watched this evening. Tell me a little bit. What are your thoughts about how that game went for you guys?
I mean, it wasn't our best, but we still put all of our effort in. And honestly, we're just ready to play them again. We want to get back up there.
I'm glad to hear you say that. I was going to ask you, as you prepare probably, the next time you play Reading, what was Coach Dom Pazia talking to you guys about? What do you think you need to focus on the next time?
Our major deficit was we missed a bunch of free throws and layups. If we made those, we would have easily won the game. So we just have to focus on getting them in and practicing our free throws.
Sounds like a winning approach.
Mhm.
So the team now stands with a record of 6 wins, only 2 losses.
Mhm.
Really stellar record.
Thank you.
We play in the Middlesex. You guys play in the Middlesex League. Very tough league.
Yeah.
It's a really good record. What do you attribute? Kind of what are some of the factors that has given you guys the success you've had so far this season?
Honestly, we have amazing coaches, Dom and Joey. They both know how to just teach us well, and I think we're also working together well as a team, and that's allowing us to have more success.
I think that's a great point, and I agree. I could see tonight just the ball movement was there, and like you said, really difference in the game. Couple missed shots down the stretch, couple
Yeah.
missed free throws. Otherwise, it's right there. In terms of teams you've played, kind of, what are some of the other tough teams that you've played early on in the season that you're maybe looking forward to as you head forward for the second time?
Personally, I'm really excited for Winchester because they gave me my concussion, so I'm ready. I'm ready for them.
I remember that game. I remember that concussion. I'm really glad you're back playing. No headaches. Everything's good.
I'm okay.
All right. And that was another tough game. Yeah, Winchester was good. Good athletes, strong athletic program at that school, as we know. It was fun to get a win against them, but I will look forward to seeing you play them the next time. Okay, so let me turn your attention here a little bit to the varsity game.
Yes.
Varsity's down 5, 24 to 19. Couple things that you think they should look to do here in the second half.
I mean, they're playing really well. I think also just some of just getting more ball movement and moving on the floor. It feels like Wheezy's really the only one who's running around, and she's everywhere. And also just focusing on their free throws and layups as well. I think that's something we've been struggling with as a program.
I agree. Great advice. I'm sure that's what Coach Martinelli is in there at halftime now, reiterating with his team. Well, Mari, I appreciate you coming up here.
Yeah.
Before I let you go, any shout-outs you want to give? Anybody you want to say hi to while you're live streaming right now?
I'll say hi to my brother, Callum.
All right. Awesome. Well, thanks again for joining us, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
One other quick note, JVB is also playing well. Their record stands at 1 win and 4 losses. Head coach Kylie Plunkett and her team are going to look to finish the season strong as the Arlington basketball program looks to be trending in the right direction. We're going to take a quick break. We'll leave the live stream on, and we will be joining you at the start of the third quarter in about 5 minutes or so. Reading leads 24 to 19 at halftime. Welcome back as we're about to start the third quarter here in Arlington. For those of you joining us on YouTube, go ahead and hit the like button. Let us know you're out there. We appreciate it. Feel free to use the chat feature. We'll try to keep our eyes on that too, and happy to give out any shout outs to those of you watching from across the country. Keys to the third quarter, Jeff, as we get underway, or about to get underway?
I feel like it's gonna be stating the obvious. We need to make shots. We're going to need a couple threes to fall for sure. We definitely have to get our layups. We have to make layups. We have to limit their second chance scoring. If we can limit their second chance scoring, we know they're going to make some shots. So just give them credit for those. Good on-ball defense. And then knock down a few threes. Make your layups. You know, try to shoot 60, 70% from the line. And it should be competitive. It could be close going down to the wire if we can make a couple buckets.
Looks like one change to the starting lineup here at the beginning of the third quarter with Jardine coming in for O'Hagan. And I think, Jeff, picking up on your point, liking the pressure that she applies to number one, kind of throwing her body around a little bit there, trying to make life uncomfortable for Reading's number one.
Absolutely. It was weird. It almost looked like they switched into a zone there for a minute as Reading started moving the ball around. I don't know if it's a matchup zone. You know, obviously they go right back to a man here, but it's something to keep an eye on, see if they might actually try to switch up the defense a little bit. It would be unlike Arlington, though. Arlington always plays man.
McCulloch and Palillo working hard. Paul comes up with the loose ball and steal. Passes it up ahead to Gianna. Goes in strong and finishes it. Really nice play there. Lily Paul assisting her co-captain Gianna Palillo for the finish to cut the lead to 3, 24-21. Arlington now only down 3.
Great job actually scoring in transition, and at the same time you can see Coach Martinelli's frustration with no call. It looked to him like it should have been an and one. Same up here.
Three-pointer up and down for number 32, Abby Strong. And she has hit a number of those for the Reading Rockets tonight.
I think that's her third, counting for at least a third of Reading's points.
27-21, a minute gone in the third quarter. McCulloch barred from going left that time, finds Jardine at the free throw line. Off her foot, but right to Lily Paul, just the way they drew it up. Finds Mueller up top. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Gianna drives. Great offensive rebound by Isabella. And she is going to get the foul called for her that time as she went up strongly. Reading just couldn't resist reaching down, and the ref is going to call that one. Isabella will go to the line for 2. Jardine, a good free throw shooter for the Spy Ponders. First one off the back rim. Typical announcer's jinx. I should have learned that. I need to know not to mention anything about free throw shooting while the shooter is shooting. That's on me. Second one just off. And Reading collects the rebound, up 6 points, 27-21. Three-pointer, deep three-pointer for Reading is off. But the shooter, number 11, Trahan, is able to gather her own shot and find Strong, who drives and can't finish. Gianna comes up with the rebound, pushes ahead to McCulloch, who finds Paul. And Gianna finds Weezy, who drives and finishes. Great drive, great finish by Mueller there. 23-27, Arlington only down 4.
Really smart drive. She actually pulled up short with Emma waiting for her in the paint. Pulled up a couple steps short and actually just floated it over for a short little jumper as opposed to trying to take it into her where it probably would have been blocked.
Steal by Paul. Didn't see anything offensively, so she brings it out. Finds McCulloch. Double teamed, who kicks it out to Paul, and Finds Isabella for a nice pump fake. A little too strong. Great idea, great offensive possession. A little strong on the shot. Good help defense being applied. And that's just a really nice strong finish by number 1, Emma Moore.
Under composure. She did not rush any part of that. Really just let the play itself out.
Thought a timeout was called, but it was not. It was a referee's timeout. I believe he is asking Coach Martinelli to dial it down a little bit. Thankfully, no technical foul was issued on that. So it's just going to be Reading basketball out of bounds. Melina O'Hagan has checked into the game along with Eileen Lucas, replacing Lily Paul and Isabella Jardine. Oh, I'm sorry. It is still Arlington basketball. Weezy hands off to McCulloch, who hands off to Lucas. Finds Melina O'Hagan and gets it to McCulloch down low. Turns and can't quite finish. Offensive rebound by Melina is knocked off of her leg and out of bounds. That's going to be Reading basketball.
It was too bad. There was a great entry pass by Melina on that.
And Arlington does a nice job forcing the turnover. McCulloch misses her first, gets the offensive rebound, is fouled on the second. She'll go to the free throw line for 2 with the Spy Ponders trailing 6, 29-23, 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. First shot from McCulloch is up and good. Second one just out. 5-point lead for Reading. Great defensive pressure being applied by Gianna Palillo. Backdoor cut, nicely done by Reading. And Trehan finishes. Tough shot in the lane. Great pass by Eileen Lucas to find a cutting Melina O'Hagan, who puts it in calmly. 2-point shot is good. Arlington trails by 5. Three-pointer is up and no good. Good box out for Palillo, who finds Mueller. Pushes the ball up ahead. Out to McCulloch, who's open for 3. She takes it. That's going to be a little strong. Open shot. Like to see those go down for Arlington here in the second half. Nice spin move by Trehan, and she finishes. She's very comfortable with the ball in her hands, number 11.
Yeah, good handle. Nice spin, under control the whole time, and then even coming out of the spin, already in shooting position.
Mueller finds O'Hagan in the post. She's fouled from behind, and that's, I think, going to be on the floor. Arlington ball on the baseline. Lily Paul checking in for Palillo. Mueller into O'Hagan. Lucas to Paul, over to McCulloch. Just a little late on that pass, and that's anticipated and stolen by number 14, Stella Harrington for the Reading Rockets. Open three-pointer is up and good for Reading, and that's what they do, Jeff. You mentioned it at the top. They're a good shooting team, and that's one of the first clean looks they've had all game.
Yeah, because that one, that didn't seem to come off a screen or a pick. That was just, I don't know whether to call it a blown assignment or what, but she was just wide open. So whatever caused it, I'll chalk it up to a breakdown on defense. But the biggest problem is it's now a 10-point lead. The entire quarter, it was anywhere from 3 to 6 points. Couple bad possessions. Reading executes on the other end, and it's up to 10. And this is where it comes back to the same point. It sounds like a broken record, but Arlington just struggles to put points on the board. And so when you go down 10, now the rim starts to get smaller to the girls as they go to shoot. Every shot has added importance. And, again, it's going to start out with defense, though.
Head coach Martinelli calls a timeout, probably to reiterate a lot of those same points, Jeff. While we've got a break in the action, let me just remind everyone that this is an ACMi sports production. Numerous Arlington High School sports games and events are filmed by ACMi Sports and made possible by both student and parent volunteers. If you're interested in helping to produce, film, commentate, and or edit the games, please reach out to us at sports@acmi.tv to find out how you can gain experience and learn sports production while bringing more sports broadcasts to the Arlington community. And to those of you that are online, we appreciate it. We're starting to see some of the likes coming in. Good to know you're out there. The gym here in Arlington is starting to fill up with a lot of fans coming in probably to watch the boys game, which is going to be live streamed right after this. So come for the girls and stay for the boys. We have 2:37 left in the third quarter. Arlington basketball trailing by 10. Tough pass, not able to be handled by McCulloch. It's going to be a jump ball. It's going to stay Arlington basketball. You could see what they were trying to do there, Jeff. They ran a very similar play in the first half and got 2 points out of it. Just couldn't quite catch that one cleanly. McCulloch replaced by Gianna Polillo coming back into the game. Weezy finds Lucas at the top. Polillo with the screen. Lucas drives, kicks it to a wide open Mueller for three. Off. Great rebound by Lily Paul. Can't quite get it to go on the offensive end, but she gets another rebound. Finds Mueller again. Just, you said it, Jeff. Just not getting some of these shots to fall. And when it comes down to it, basketball is a make or miss game. And right now, Reading is the one doing the making.
Yeah, and for Coach, you know it's frustrating. I mean, Lily makes a phenomenal play on defense, comes up with a steal. That has to translate to 2 points from where she had the steal. 2 looks at layups, and the ball just doesn't go.
Drive by Trahan to kick it out for an open three is missed. Lily Paul with a nice rebound, pushes ahead to Mueller, who finds Polillo. She'll take the open shot and bank it in. And we really needed that shot to fall. That was nicely done. Great shot by Polillo. 36-28, a minute and a half to go here in the third quarter. Lucas applying very strong on-ball defense.
Same spin move, opposite direction.
Molly Trahan does it again. Again, very nice spin move this side. This time, as you said, Jeff, reverse spin inside. Very comfortable with that shot. Knocks it down calmly to give the Rockets a 10-point lead. Mueller open for three. It's actually not out of bounds. It didn't go all the way over, but the referee's going to give that one to Reading. It was likely going out of bounds anyway.
It's funny, with that move that Trahan's pulling, she kind of reminds me, there was a guy who played for the Pistons in the 80s, Vinny Microwave Johnson, who made a living taking those kind of shots right around the free throw line. She just looks very comfortable. I mean, it's just a flick of her wrist, and the defender just can't stay with her. And
Jeff has dated us both with the microwave reference. And we've got an offensive foul called on Reading. Believe that was on number 32. Couldn't quite see the referee calling the number, but it's going to be Arlington basketball. Out of bounds. Under a minute here in the third quarter. Would love to see Arlington put a couple more points on the board, make this under 10 points going into the fourth quarter, give Reading something to think about. Mueller drives. What a beautiful pass to find O'Hagan. Backdoor cut. That's going to get us to 30, and that is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Spy Ponders. That's going to be a foul on Gianna Polillo. Abby Strong took it to the basket. And I think just a little over-aggressive on Gianna. You can see what she was trying to do there, force a tough shot. We're going to have 2 shots for Reading here. First one is good. Under 35 here, so one more possession at least for Arlington after this rebound. Or sorry, after the second free throw here, which hopefully ends in an Arlington rebound. Reading is able to get the offensive rebound. They can hold now for the last shot of the quarter, leading by 9. We've talked about it before, Jeff, but keeping it under 10 just mentally is such a big difference here. Arlington can play tough defense for the final 17 seconds.
Absolutely. Scoreboard just looks different when it's a single-digit difference.
Great hustle by Eileen Lucas. What a block. 5 seconds left, 3 seconds. Gianna's open, is going to take it and can't get that one to go. But a great close to the quarter, the third quarter for Arlington there. Trailing now by 9, 30-39, heading into the fourth. And you just like to see the hustle and effort there, Jeff, closing out the quarter, getting it under 10, and again, giving Reading something to think about. If you look at the wins that Reading has had on this season, they've all been double digits. They've all been blowouts. They have lost some games, but they're used to winning, and when they win big. So really interesting to see how they react in the fourth quarter, how they come out, and really what we want to see from the Spy Ponders is they keep the intensity up, and again, get some shots to fall.
Yeah, a start something similar to the first quarter would be massive. Doesn't have to be a 6-0 run, but Arlington needs to get the first couple baskets. Try to get it down to 5, 6 points, and then play it out from there. When you look quarter by quarter so far, the net differences, it was a -2 in the first quarter, a -3 in the second quarter, -4 there in the third quarter. So Arlington has really played them extraordinarily close quarter by quarter. Obviously, the problem is if you don't win any of the individual quarters, small net differences will add up to a larger number, which is how we find ourselves down 9. But again, if we could just get off to a little bit of a quicker start in the fourth, to your point, give Reading something to think about. Let the hoop shrink in size for them a little bit. Maybe they force a couple shots, and suddenly you look up and you're in the last 3 minutes and it's a 4-point game.
Yeah, I agree, and I was watching the huddle there as they broke to start the fourth quarter now, and the body language is great. The body language is positive. The body language is up, fired up, and ready to go here in the fourth. Resetting the lineups for you, co-captain Lily Paul starts along with Eileen Lucas and Weezy Mueller in the backcourt. In the front court, Isabella Jardine and Alina McCulloch round out the 5 on the court for the Spy Ponders. McCulloch diving for the loose ball.
Awesome effort. Fantastic
Great effort across the board there as Eileen Lucas and Mueller come up with the steal, and that's a great way to start the fourth. Now let's turn it into points. Mueller out to Lucas. Finds Jardine down low. She's going to be called for the double dribble. That's a tough one. It sort of looked like she was gathering, but the referee said she had possession and restarted her dribble, so that's going to be a turnover. It's going to be Reading basketball.
I feel like that's one of those calls where there's just not a lot of consistency, even within games and certainly from game to game, over what they consider possession, whether it's entry passes, loose balls. A lot of times you get away with that.
Good active hands by Arlington. Reading's going to maintain possession. The three-pointer is up. And good, and microcosm of the game right there. We have a turnover on our side, and they turn it around and get a three-point shot. That's really unlucky there for Arlington, as Reading now leads 42-30. McCulloch on the drive. She's fouled as she goes up. There should be 2 shots for Alina McCulloch. And this is another way, Jeff, where Arlington could potentially get back into the game, getting to the foul line with the caveat that you then have to convert some foul shots with the clock not running.
Absolutely. It's called the charity stripe for a reason.
First shot off the back iron for McCulloch. Co-captain Palillo and sophomore O'Hagan checking into the game for Paul and Jardine. Just under 7 minutes left here in the game. Arlington trailing by 12. Second shot from McCulloch from the free throw line is down.
I didn't want to say it before she shot, but over the last several games, she's been very consistent from the free throw line. She has a very repetitive stroke. She goes through the exact same motion, and her free throws of anybody on the team have looked very solid to me all season.
And we've got a foul called on Palillo, I think being a little too aggressive, calling hand-on ball defense. It looked like it was her forearm, not her hand. Tough call there. Reading's going to inbound the basketball. Good hands by McCulloch. It's going to stay Reading basketball, but it's really nice to see the activity being applied by Arlington on defense.
It's going to be a fine line. They're going to have to be super active and as aggressive as possible, but they really have to be careful and not start fouling, because if they get to 5 and they start sending Reading to the free throw line, it's going to make the comeback nearly impossible.
Great hands by O'Hagan. Tips it to Lucas, who's able to then save it back inbounds. That's going to be a nice steal for the Spy Ponders. Lucas finds McCulloch, drives, and dribbles out of bounds. Reading basketball up 10.
It's interesting because those two plays right there look nearly identical to me. Eileen Lucas gets called for sort of forcing her player towards the sideline, but Alina McCulloch, when she drives the baseline, she's called for stepping out of bounds. I mean, I don't think that's a bias in my framework pointing that out. But, I mean, they're nearly identical plays.
Reading inbounds the ball, up 10, 6 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Trahan misses that one. McCulloch comes in for the rebound, pushes ahead. Nobody steps up, so she continues to drive and is going to get tied up, called for a jump ball. It's going to be Arlington basketball on the baseline. Mueller to inbounds. Mueller finds O'Hagan. Hands off to Palillo. Back to Paul. Gets it into O'Hagan down low, who finds Mueller. Kicks it out to Palillo for 3. Can't get that one to go, unfortunately. Good shot, though. Good offensive possession. And the Reading coach is going to call a timeout. Give her team, final instruction, final pointers as they try to close out this game with about 5.5 to go, up 10.
Yeah, it feels like Reading's playing with house money with that timeout. Really just try to put it away.
Having a little technical difficulties on the mic.
Just as we went into the start of the fourth quarter, we were down 9 2.5 minutes ago. We're now down 10. The beauty of the 35-second shot clock, there's still plenty of time. We're right back where we started, though. We really haven't made it. I don't think we really made any shots this quarter. We've definitely scored a few points. We have to knock down a couple threes. I'm sure we're going to wind up back at the free throw line at some point for at least a couple. We're going to have to knock down those free throws. But most importantly, we're going to have to force a couple turnovers. And hopefully, Reading goes a little bit cold from the field. Truthfully, if they knock in a couple more shots, it's probably just going to be out of range from the standpoint of the sheer number of points Arlington can score in the last 5.
And with only 2 fouls called on Arlington in this quarter, we can afford to be a little aggressive because at some point we're going to need to stop the clock, even if that means fouling Reading and putting them to the line. So continue to play that aggressive defense as Lily, Paul, and Gianna are doing right now, handing off and talking to people. 3-pointer for Trahan is no good, and that's going to be out of bounds. Good box out by Palillo, Arlington basketball. So there's the stop, and now we need to convert that into offensive production on the other end of the basketball court. Paul into Mueller. Finds McCulloch. Up top to O'Hagan. Finds Paul, out to Palillo. Ponders passing the ball around. Again, a little bit stuck here trying to get something going to the basket.
And Reading's doing a nice job. They're recognizing, where Arlington's cutters are trying to get, position on the block or in the lane, and they're running two girls at her, at any of our interior cutters.
O'Hagan spins, can't get the shot to fall. Reading with the rebound. The lead remains 10 for the Rockets. 4.5 minutes left in the game. Eileen Lucas has checked into the game for Lily Paul. And yes, I was going to say, looked like number 11. Down 11, sorry. And now I believe audio is back as well. McCulloch drives, kicks it out to Lily Paul for three. No good. Reading collects the rebound. We got 2:50 left in the ball game. Reading up by 11. It's going to be called foul on Lily Paul on the floor. Eileen Lucas checks out. Gianna Palillo back into the ball game. Reading gets the ball in, unintentionally going into the backcourt. Great pressure being applied by the defense of the Spy Ponders. And just a really impressive finish by Abby Strong, number 32. Good defense, not much you can do about that, and that's basketball. You gotta make shots when the defense is playing well. Mueller out to McCulloch. McCulloch hands off to Paul, who finds Palillo. Gets it to McCulloch down low. That's a great basketball play. 2 more points for Alina McCulloch. Under 2 minutes to go. Arlington down 11. It's all about stops and shots now, Jeff.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's exactly that. Again, we talked about coming into the game. We wanted to see the compete level. We wanted to see the fight. And Arlington's fighting, and they are competing.
And speaking of fighting, we have a nice drive by Lily Paul, finding Melina O'Hagan, who's going to go to the line for 2. Down 11 points, a minute and a half left to go here, and she'll go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
I think the takeaway from this, no matter what the final score winds up, and hopefully the girls understand this too, is that push comes to shove, they can play with just about anybody. I mean, Reading is an extraordinarily strong team. They might have been missing one of their good players tonight as well, but they've played with this team. I mean, they've basically played nearly every quarter even. They can hang. They need to do a couple. They need to be able to do a couple more things each quarter to get over the hump, and instead of being slightly negative, they go slightly positive. But there's a lot of positives you can draw from this game.
And with those 2 free throws by Melina O'Hagan, that is going to be the highest scoring game for the Spy Ponders of the season as they reach 36 points. Reading with 45, so we're under 10 now. 9-point game. Reading with the lead and the ball, and a minute and a half to go. Just really hope Arlington can finish this game strong because, like you said, Jeff, they've hung tough the entire way. Probably their most complete basketball game of the season against a very tough opponent, very well-coached opponent in the Reading Rockets.
Absolutely. There are definitely instances in all sports where sometimes you can take more away from a loss than you can a win. Certainly everybody wants to get the wins, but for a developing program, for a program that's growing, trying to gain confidence and trying to really put together a track record that they continue to build off of as the season goes on and as this year goes into next. Just solid games against good competition is extremely important.
So to set the lineup for you for the final minute and a half right now for the Spy Ponders, we've got captains Lily Paul and Gianna Palillo joining juniors Wheezy Mueller and Alina McCulloch and Isabella Jardine as the starting 5 on the court. Full court pressure being applied by Arlington as we need turnovers. And that's going to be touch foul called on Lily Paul. No, offensive call, excuse me, called on Reading's number 24. And that's going to be a turnover in Arlington basketball. And only 4 seconds off the clock in that exchange.
I don't want to be greedy, but, a quick 2 or a quick 3. And they get it going right back the other way.
And that's really unfortunate. It was a nicely worked play. You could see what Martinelli had drawn up there, getting an open 3 for Mueller. Unfortunately, she is called for the forearm push-off. And Lucas into the game for Paul. It's 5 fouls on Arlington, but that was an offensive foul, so that Reading should not be shooting 2 after that one. And the referee confirms that we are good to go. Would like to see a little more pressure being applied at this point as we're under a minute and 20 left in the game. Double team now being applied, trapping the ball, hopefully in the corner. Reading very smartly passing the ball around, and that's going to be a foul there by Mueller, and that was needed. It was you go for the steal. If you don't get it, you foul, stop the clock, and you hope that Reading misses some free throws down the stretch. So 45-36, Reading leads, a minute and 6 left on the clock. Trahan to the line, hits the first one. She's had a really nice game for the Rockets, as has number 32, Abby Strong, and freshman number 1, Emma Moore, at various points.
Feels like Trahan really picked it up in the second half.
Second shot is good as she calmly knocks down both. Mueller brings the ball up quickly as Arlington needs to press a little bit here to get some shots. McCulloch now surveys, drives left, a little strong on the drive, and Emma Moore collects that rebound. That's going to be a foul on McCulloch, again, just to stop the clock and send Trehan back to the free throw line. And you like to see Coach Martinelli, coaching hard all the way to the end of the game. This is a tough league. These are learning opportunities for the girls here. How do you play in end game situations in terms of going for steals if you don't get it, going for fouls, stopping the clock, and then trying to execute your offense in a fast but controlled manner.
Yeah, it becomes a mindset as much as anything. And, we've talked about it in some of the other games as well. Just he's very consistent. He coaches the same way from the opening tip to the final whistle. If nothing else, the girls know exactly what they're going to get from him.
Mueller out to Palillo. Palillo out to McCulloch. McCulloch drives, finds O'Hagan. Can't catch that cleanly, and the shot clock is turned off as we are now under 30 seconds left in the game. They're going to call that on McCulloch.
This is where the score will probably start getting a little bit out of control if we keep fouling and, if we're not able to execute. So, again, in my mind, it was basically about a 10-point game is where we played it from a differential standpoint. If it winds up at 14 or 15, so be it.
First free throw miss, I believe, on the night for Molly Trahan. Second one is good. 50 to 36. Reading now up by 14 as the clock's going to wind down. Arlington just trying to get one more good shot off to close out the game. McCulloch finds Lucas. Lucas finds Palillo, who's going to shoot the three. It's going to be hard, and that is likely going to do it. Final score for this one, Reading Rockets 50, Arlington Spy Ponders 36. Jeff, I agree. That was not a 14-point loss, although that's what will be reflected on the final score and in the newspapers. Closing thoughts, final thoughts as the Ponders look ahead?
I would argue that was probably a little bit better than we might have expected going into it. The girls fought hard. All the quarters were close. I think there were a lot more positives to take away from that than negatives. I think we cut down on our bad turnovers. I think the on-ball defense could probably still get a little bit better. I think we have to stop relying on the help quite as much as we are. But it's nice to know that when we need the help keeps sliding over. Good job boxing out. I think it's something to build off of. I don't think that was a negative in any way.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm just watching as the Ponders come off the court. Heads are up. Head coach Martinelli's out there giving high fives, nodding his head. I think, like you said, moral victories aren't what we're going for. But in this case, there were a lot of positives to take away from the game. Arlington plays in a tough league, and we're going to get another chance to play the Reading Rockets in the not-too-distant future. It'll be interesting to see how we do on their court. Usually a tough place to play. At least it was the past couple seasons. Looking ahead, Arlington's going to have a busy slate of games next week. They travel to face Malden High School on Monday, returning home to face Melrose on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. We will do our best to bring that one to you live next week. And then they're going to close out the week with an ominous matchup against last year's league champion and current league leaders, Woburn High School, in Woburn on Friday. Stay tuned to this channel as the Arlington boys varsity basketball game will happen in about 15 minutes. They're going to be taking on Reading. We're also anticipating a couple of the girls varsity players joining us momentarily to get their post-game thoughts. So stick around for that. But for the time being, for Jeff Spector and Phil Ryan, my name is Lewis McCulloch, wishing you a good night and a great weekend.
care of usually one of the producers. I think one of the guys later usually. I was telling people I know about like 3 things in life, and one of them is hoop, so I just stick to the hoop part of it. I speak my lane. Well, this guy might show for you. We'll see what we got.
No, I don't have to. If it's so much, if they need help, I can stay and film. But feel free. It doesn't. I'm happy to help. Look, I'm Phil. My daughter's friend. She's soccer. So I know a lot of these girls. So who? So I got Lewis filming. So I do the announcing for soccer. Lewis can film me.
Yeah, the mic's on.
Oh yeah. Did you have a son play?
You see the green? Yeah, it's up.
Okay. You want to watch them play? I'm happy to coach.
Yeah, let it.
What?
We have fun doing it.
Are you live tonight? Yeah, live right now.
On what? Yeah, they watch it. They'll watch it and they'll post and do all that stuff. It's so nice.
Well, yeah, if I stick around and I'll be right there.
And so I played basketball with Ron way back in the day when we were young kids, and I ran into him years later, and he told me he did it, and then he
They think it's great.
on some other channels, and I've done a bunch of radio on basketball. So I said, if you ever need me, give me a call. So, and I only live in Belmont, so he's like, hey, you don't have time? And I said, yeah. And it's like, someone called in and just like, I said, I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'll be there. Give me a roster. I just thought, I don't know a lot about a lot of things, but I know a lot about basketball. It sounds like it's just natural for me to do it. And my son's playing lacrosse and football. I was a basketball player, so I love being in the gym, and it's just a way to connect to the basketball. Oh, well, yeah, we have fun doing it. It's just, okay. Well, I need a pen. And who's their player? Oh, Lincoln. Write down their name. Write down their name. Is that their grandparents? Is that Lincoln's friend? Yeah. Yeah, I interviewed Lincoln after one of the games. When he had his 32 first. He was good though. He was good because some of the guys just stand there. But Lincoln did a great job. And we say, where's my pen? Where's my pen? Where's my pen? Now I know where my pen is.
Hey guys, so at halftime, if there's a couple girls on the girls game coming up here, I might grab them, chit chat, and just interview them and have them.
I think that'd be awesome. That'd be
If
awesome.
they don't come up, I'll kind of wave it off. It won't be
Yeah,
long.
go enjoy the game.
We're going to try to do it before the game. You guys are about to start, so we'll try to interrupt that. But yeah, we are live on YouTube. At the end of the game, we're just supposed to hit the off-air button down there. That's all we got to do.
Awesome. Yeah, no, we'll definitely bring it up at halftime, or even if we have to, whatever we'll do, we'll make it work for that show.
And for the boys' game, it's like, you were announcing the game, right?
I was announcing the girls game. Yeah.
Okay. Good enough.
He's going to film it, and then I'll be around at the end just to kind of mop up all the stuff.
So at the end, what we'll do is, a lot of times they get blown out, we won't do anything. If it's a good game or not, we might do something to post video on was our stuff.
See, I don't know where any of the producers are guys.
Is that my pen?
Yes, oh yeah. That's Lincoln's mom, and she said her grandparents love the games.
Dude, I was just the coach says to me from was it Channel 1?
Yeah.
Coach from Redding says, "Are you guys live tonight?" I'm like, I don't think so. Then that's why I went down and said, "Yeah, it's all good because people in Ohio want to watch the game."
Yeah, no, we're live.
Like, ask us when we should start mics fine and everything. Or?
Do you know if these are on?
You can start talking anytime you want. Anytime you want. It's all, yeah. And you can see that volume comes through. Your mic volume should show up here. But I can also see it. From the Kozlowski Gymnasium here on the campus of Arlington High School, ACMi Sports presents Arlington High School Boys Varsity Basketball. Tonight, the Spy Ponders of Arlington host the Rockets of Reading High School. Hello everyone, I'm Don Phelan. My partner is Tim Hoffman. And Tim, for the Spy Ponders, really a mid-season, I guess, test for them. Reading coming into tonight's game with a record of 9-1, 5-1 in the league. The Ponders are 6-2, so this is going to be a tough one tonight for the Ponders.
Absolutely. Reading is good. They're athletic. They're long. They shoot the three. Very well coached. And they're going to get after it, and they're going to play hard for the entire game. I think the keys to the game for Arlington is, one of the secrets of Arlington is their defense. They play some tough defense. You got Caden Mills, one of the best defensive players in the league. And you can't sleep on Traposis. He plays some tough D. And when his brother comes in, who's probably only like the 7th or 8th man, he plays some tough D. So they're going to be able to shut some of these guys down. And I don't know if Reading's seen someone play as tough D as these do. And then, of course, you got the double punch of Lincoln Fudge and James Dingman. Those guys got to come tonight with their A game, score a bunch of points, do all the little stuff. You know Caden Mills is going to rebound, play defense, and hustle and dive and take some charges. And I think if they put all the pieces together, this is going to be a great high school basketball game.
Talking to Coach Paul Morrissey, who's in his 21st season, as we'll get ready for the starting lineups first for Reading. But, Tim, very important tonight is number 35, Nakeem Singleton, arguably Reading's best player, hurt his knee in Wednesday's game. He's out for 2 weeks, so that's a positive for the Ponders as well.
Yeah, you hate to see someone out, and take advantage of it, but hopefully he recoups really quick and has a great rest of the season. He's a very good player.
Yeah, as I was talking to Coach Mike Palladino actually before the game too, he's disappointed that Singleton's not playing because like any good coach and competitor, you want to beat the team at their best, but then bottom line, if it's going to help you get a W, maybe them not having their best player would be a good thing.
Absolutely. I remember last year's game. Remember Littlefield, Hayes Littlefield, number 23. He's a big kid,
Yes.
also a football player. He really played well last year, and I look for him to, he's really tough on the boys, about 6'4", 6'5", and I look for him to have a good game as well. He really played well last year as well.
Tim mentioned Hayes Littlefield, number 23, one of the co-captains for the Rockets. Starting lineup along with 14, Jake Palm, number 3, James Atkins, number 2, Jack Murphy, and number 1, Shea Donahue. For the Spy Ponders, I believe it's the usual starting 5, number 23, quad captain Caden Mills, number 21, Lincoln Fudge, quad captain Nico Traposis, number 22, number 0, quad captain Peter Clardy. Rounding out the starting lineup for the Spy Ponders is number 33, quad captain James Digman. Head coach of the Spy Ponders in his 6th season is Jack Woods. He's assisted by Mike Palladino and Matt Woods.
And just one of the, like I always say, one of the best staffs in the state, never mind the Middlesex League.
And now we'll have the playing of our national anthem. course, a lot of you people are probably watching this on tape down the road, but a warm welcome to all our fans of both teams that are watching the telecast live. I've heard we're going to have fans from as far away as Ohio, and it's always nice to bring you the action here from the Kozlowski Gymnasium. Thanks for joining us.
I also talked to a couple of parents that said we have some fans in Florida tonight.
There you go.
Dan.
Fantastic.
You know what I'm predicting tonight right here? James Dingham. He was a little bit sick at the. He had a great run the first few games, was scoring high 20s, and then he got a little bit ill, non-COVID illness, but he was just a little bit down, wasn't his self. I think after the last game where he showed a lot of energy, the Belmont game he showed a lot of energy, I'm looking for him to go nuts tonight, Don.
He scored 24 in the last game, the home win against Stoneham on Tuesday night. Let's see if he can replicate that here tonight. Should be a good one here from the Kozlowski Gymnasium. Arlington against Reading. Lincoln Fudge for the Ponders and Hayes Littlefield for the Rockets will jump it. Not a great toss, but it's controlled by the Ponders. Reading will get the next
That's
possession.
something I've never been able to do, to toss the tap, Don.
Me neither. And I've been roughing for 28 years.
I'd end up shooting the ball.
Here comes Cade
Oh, that's
Mills
a
on the
good move.
baseline drive, dumps it to Dingman, and Dingman's going to have the I thought he was going to have the first points of the night, but did not go for him. A strong rebound there by Littlefield.
That's a good sign. If Dingman gets to the hoop, that's dangerous. Reading's really well balanced. They move the ball really well, and they really have a good three-point shooters
Arlington
too.
man-to-man defense. They switched on that high pick. Littlefield thought about taking. Now it's stolen away by Peter Clarity. Here comes Clarity, coast to coast with the Euro, lays it up.
There you
and
go,
in.
Peter. That's a great take. Attack the hoop whenever you get the chance.
He does so many things for the Spy Ponders, so when they get additional scoring from him as well, bodes to be a good night for Arlington. Reading does a nice job swinging around. Three-point shot by Jack Murphy is no good. Caden Mills with the rebound for Arlington. Here comes Peter Clarity. Again, Nico Trapotis, number 22. Lincoln Fudge, number 21. James Digman, number 33. Caden Mills, number 23, your starting five. And now Digman gets called for a traveling violation.
Yeah, he picked up his pivot foot. You talk about Peter Clardy. He does everything, does a little bit of everything. He moves the ball, he brings the ball up, he plays tough defense. To have a player like that on your team is such a huge advantage. He's not one of the top, but he's definitely right up there, and he does everything well.
Spy Ponders with the early lead just underway here at the Kozlowski Gymnasium. 2-0 Arlington.
Yeah, look at Caden Mills. Caden Mills is covering their point guard.
Sure.
Last game we saw him, he was covering the 6'6" center of the other team.
And
He'll cover anyone.
And no one was guarding Littlefield for a while there, but he missed a lefty shot. He is a left-handed player, obviously.
That's why I contend he's the best defensive player in the Middlesex League.
Dingman for three. Yes!
Bam! There you go, James.
Good start for the Spy Ponders. They have the first 5 points of the ball game, and they lead at 5-0. 6:15 to go, first quarter.
Yeah, they better cover him or he's going to have a field day tonight.
Oh, good defense there by
man,
Nico
he had position
Trapotis.
too.
Now put back up, no, but fouled on the play. See if they get Lincoln Fudge on that foul. And they do. For Lincoln, that's his first on the team. And number 23, Hayes Littlefield at the line for 2 shots.
I know it's a little thing, but it is amazing when you have Caden Mills covering a 5'8" point guard, and every game we've seen, sometimes he just covers the most dangerous player on their team. You can put him on anyone, and like I said, I contend he is just such a special player on defense. It's so great to have someone like that on your team.
Similar to who am I trying to think of for the Celtics?
Drew Holiday,
Drew
or
Holiday.
in the past, Marcus Smart.
Sure. You need a player like that.
Yeah, does all the dirty work and loves it.
1 of 2 free throws for Littlefield. Spy Ponders lead at 5-1, 5:52 to go, first quarter.
Yeah, Lincoln Fudge looking for a shot. That's good. I like when he looks aggressively for his offense.
Looking like a matchup zone for Reading, right, Tim?
Yeah, a little bit of a box. Digham's going to get to the hoop.
Strong to the basket as James Digman puts it up and in. And the Spy Ponders now lead it by 6.
You can tell he has more energy than he's had when he was during his illness, and he's really attacking the hoop well.
Early on, Arlington's largest lead of the game. There's Littlefield. Falls to the ground, keeps it alive. They reset the shot clock. I don't know if that original shot hit the rim or not. Doesn't matter anyway, because now an air ball shot by Reading. Arlington with the rebound. Here's Lincoln Fudge. He's going strong to the hole. Finger roll, no. Fights for his own rebound. Can't come up with it in the corner. Here come the Rockets the other way.
Back in the day, Don, they used to tell us to hit the glass on that one, right?
Absolutely. 3-point shot there by Murphy is short. Arlington could have numbers here, 4-on-3 if they push
I like
it.
the
Clardy
pace.
got hit hard, lays it up and in anyway.
I like how Arlington's pushing the pace up here. I think Reading tries to get in the quarter court and move the ball around, and Arlington, obviously Coach Woods has told them to move the ball up the floor.
Clardy could have had an and one on that play. Officials played through it. Clardy did as well, scored the bucket. 9-1 Ponders. 3-point shot from the corner is up, no good. Rebound fought for. Arlington comes up with it. Here comes
Yeah, they're
Clardy
off to
again.
the races.
And now Clardy is
Yep.
fouled.
They're gonna dictate tempo here. They're gonna push the pace. They're gonna attack the hoop, and I think that's a great strategy.
Jake Palm on the missed three-pointer for Reading, and the foul committed by Reading's number 3. That's James Atkins, his first on the team.
See, they have one of their wing guards covering Dingman.
Trapotsis for 3, no. 2 Arlington players fight for the rebound. They keep it alive. Both Fudge and Mills fought for that loose ball and came up with it. Dingman
So they'll switch
on
off
the
pretty
drive.
quick.
He's going to go stronghold. Got hit. Yes, he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, the James Atkins is a good player for Reading. I just don't know if he can cover one-on-one, especially on the wing or the baseline, dig him. And I think if they ISO him and they're not switching, he's going to get to the baseline. When he gets to the baseline, he's dangerous because he's really crafty going to the hoop, and as we've seen before, very good foul shooter.
Jake Palm commits the foul, his second on the team, and James hits the first free throw. First substitution of the game for either team. For Reading, number 5, Will Monterio comes into the lineup.
It's
And
nice to bring another 6'5" kid off the bench.
Yeah, he replaces Littlefield, so not much production from the big fellow so far for the Rockets. He's going to get his first break of the evening. Dingman knocks them both down. He has 7 of Arlington's 11, and Arlington leads at 11-1. Surprisingly,
Arlington picking up full.
great start.
And their man-to-man defense is on point tonight. They're going to slow Reading down a little bit, really dictate tempo.
Exactly halfway through the first quarter, Ponders by 10. Holding Reading so far to just 1 first quarter point.
And you know Reading will go on a run at some point here. They're too good of a team not to.
Haven't seen much of Reading's offense yet due to the Arlington D.
The defense has been spectacular.
Yeah,
now.
I'm not impressed with Reading's offense at all so far. Ooh, that was a double dribble. And now Mills with the steal. He's going to go coast to coast. Someone's trying to flag him down. Cannot. He lays it up and in. And now Reading takes to take a timeout, and they do.
He has stopped the jailbreak. Yeah, you can try to dribble by Caden Mills like that and not take care of the ball. He's going to snatch that 9 out of 10 times. Such strong hands.
I don't think Coach Woods could have scripted this any better, Tim. 13-1, 3:32 to go first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. A slow start for Reading. You know, I was going to predict a slow start for Reading. I was watching a little bit of the end of the girls' game, and I saw the Reading team go in. They were all sitting up in the stands, dressed in their casual clothes with their gym bags and whatnot. They went into the locker room at the end of the third quarter of the girls' game.
Yes.
I saw the Arlington team in here loosening up, warming up, passing the ball back and forth. I think that it was a late start for Reading. I think you got to it's hard to turn on that switch. I'd like to be in the gym a half hour before I start warming up. So I'm not sure if that was a mistake by them that they have to get ready to play before that. And I almost thought that they were going to come out slow.
Got a nice look there during the timeout of the Arlington High School cheerleading squad. We'll get to the roster in a couple of minutes. The next chance I get, because it's a lengthy crew, lengthy squad, list of cheerleaders this year.
Good position by Lincoln Fudge there.
Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Arlington. It will be Reading ball.
Yeah, Reading really crashes the glass. Fudge had some good inside position on the box out there.
3:15 to go first quarter. Arlington by a dozen.
Arlington's really good at doing the little things. Playing good defense, boxing out, whatnot.
Good job there on the steal. Clardy just ripped it away from
really
the Reading
playing well tonight.
Reading player.
So this kid can't cover him.
Oh, good idea there. Dingman tried to make the bounce pass into Mills. And they're going to say last touch by Arlington. It'll be Reading
Coach Woods
ball.
doesn't think so either. I don't know. From up here, it looked like there was some contact there.
Second substitution of the game for Reading. It's number 12, Cooper Dean. and he replaces Jake Palm.
A lot of the the Reading kids look super athletic. I wouldn't be surprised if they were multi-sport athletes.
Looks like straight man-to-man defense for the Ponders. A little spin move there. That's a travel.
Yep. Once again, Caden Mills.
Here comes Arlington the other way. Here comes Clark. He's going to spin. He's going to have the shot blocked from behind. But Dingman's there to pick up the loose change and lay it up and in.
Yeah, James had some energy tonight, buddy.
Here comes Reading back the other way. Good defense there by Arlington. Good challenge.
There you go, Lincoln. Good
Missed
rebound.
there. Had his arm grabbed from behind as he was trying to advance the basketball. He's going to kick it to the corner for Dingman for three. No.
No foul there.
And Shea Donahue, the co-captain of the Rockets, comes up with the rebound. Coming up on 2 minutes remaining first quarter, the Ponders lead at 15-1. And now a foul will be called against Arlington.
Seemed like Fudge had good position there. Arlington, the Reading guy stepped out of bounds.
That's on Lincoln. I believe that's his second. In which case, I thought he was going to come out of the lineup, but instead the Trapotis exchange seats as Alexi, number 12, comes in replacing brother Nico. And it is indeed Lincoln Fudge's second personal foul.
Yeah, Nico's a little tough. Nico plays some serious defense, a little better on offense, but once his brother comes in, his brother doesn't slack at all on defense. Just a super athlete, only a freshman, great high school football player, and also a really good high school basketball player.
Baseline drive, pull-up shot there is no good. There's Alexi high for the rebound. Arlington looking to push it. Double team there against Clark. He didn't know there was a player behind him, but then he comes in, stripped it away, caused the missed shot there by Reading. Back come the Ponders.
I like the pace. I like the pace.
Mills to the basket, and they're going to get him for an offensive foul.
He thought it was 4th and 1. As we mentioned before, about 2,000 yards rushing this year for Caden Mills, and also I think somewhere in the mid-20s of touchdowns. He was a great high school football player. So that's why sometimes I kid when I make football references when he's playing, but I don't want to step in front of him.
Kate picks up that foul, his first. Immediately, Nico Trapotes is back into the Spy Ponder lineup.
Good defense.
Lincoln Fudge. Ball knocked out of bounds, but last touch by Reading, it will be Arlington ball.
We haven't seen a game where teams only scored a point.
No, and it's coming up on a minute left in the first quarter.
Even some of the teams that weren't up to this level, Stoneham, Wilmington, they put points on the board.
1 minute to play first quarter. Arlington by 14. Ball knocked out of bounds. Remains Arlington ball.
I like how they keep pushing, too. Arlington just keep pushing the pace.
Well, with Fudge having 2 fouls, they're going to have to get offense from somebody besides Digman in this lineup. Let's see if Arlington can do that. Now, Digman comes from behind and steals it. No shot clock reset. There's a foul there. Let's see if they call that in the act of shooting. No, they will not.
He's so good when he's getting to the hoop. He's so good getting fouled because he contorts his body as he's going to the hoop, and he gets through these skinny spaces.
4th team foul committed in the first quarter against Reading, so Arlington in the bonus for this final 50.7 seconds.
Review the foul shot situation again, Don. I know they changed it.
Yeah, hold on. Right now they're checking in with scorekeeper Jeannie Walsh. It is only 4 team fouls. Each quarter, you shoot 2 free throws on the 5th foul.
Gotcha.
And the fouls reset every quarter, so there's no more 1-on-1 on 7 and 2-on-10. Straight 5 fouls every quarter. And with Reading having 4, Arlington will be in the bonus next Reading foul. Dingman had his arm grabbed there. That's why he lost. And that was a loose ball on the floor. Great hustle there by a couple of players. And they're going to call travel on Reading.
Cooper Dean was really playing some serious defense right there. I mean, that's some serious man-to-man defense. And you look at him, there's no way that kid wasn't a running back or a free safety or something. He's a really good athletic kid.
That should be a shot clock reset. Now they're going to talk about it. The shot clock is off, and it should be. If they're going to call traveling on Reading, that means he had to have possessed it. Right? You can't travel without possession.
No, not without the ball.
So I don't know if they're thinking about
tried.
putting time on the. If they're putting time back on the shot clock, that's incorrect. Sorry to say that, but they put 17 up there. I can't imagine how that. I can't believe Coach Woods isn't going ballistic right now. Let's see how the final seconds play out. Dingman on the drive, puts it up off the window and in.
James getting to the hoop. When he gets to the hoop, he's dangerous.
22 seconds to go. Ponders by 16. What a first quarter.
And it's not even that the fact that he scores, he's really good at getting fouled as well.
10 seconds. Let's see if Reading even gets off a final shot in this stifling defense. Ooh, maybe a little stutter step there. Ball's knocked out of bounds. I believe last touch by Arlington. No, it's going to be Reading basketball.
That was Traposis once again with Caden Mills.
What's left up there? 1.6 seconds to go. I don't know if Arlington can get a shot off him. I'm sure they're going to try. Here comes Nico. He's going to take the three-quarter court shot. Comes up short. And that's how this unbelievable first quarter will end. I'd have to believe, arguably, maybe inarguably, the best quarter of the season for the Spy Ponders.
Yeah, either that or that one quarter when Lincoln Fudge went nuts and scored the 36 points that game.
Right.
Yeah, but besides that, this has been their
No, but the combination of both.
Absolutely.
17 is a good high school quarter, and 1 is an unbelievable defensive quarter.
The D has been unbelievable.
I mean, Arlington the other night was held to 3 second quarter points, so hopefully they won't hit that rut here in this game and continue this unbelievable run that they're on right now.
And it's team defense, too. It's not just like one person. It's not just Mills. It's everyone helping out and getting loose balls. I think Arlington's gotten every loose ball that's been available so far. They came ready to play tonight, Don.
Let's run down that list of Arlington High School cheerleaders. Sarah List and Emily Doak are the coaches. The captains are senior Michaela Edwards and senior Keely Smith and junior Maya Tess. Seniors on the team are Meg Kunsolo and Amelia Lipman. Juniors, Lauren Henneberry, Haley Dow, Lizzie Hink, Gracia Valdez, Rianne Lyons, Ryan Lawless, Angelina Cristobal. Sophomores, Lily Rashankish, Jill Cole, Ina Bared, Haley Lucente. And there are 6 freshmen on the squad: Bhavna Kumari, Brooke Mayer, Abby Whiting, Lydia Scheer, Catherine McDonald, and Mia Cochran.
Good job, Don.
I'm trying. I talked to the cheerleaders before the game to try to get a couple of better pronunciations. I apologize if any of them are wrong. I'm trying to read the list fast and say them as best I can. But thank you, girls.
Great job.
They're doing a great job as well. Three-point shot is fake. Now the three-point shot is taken. And finally, a made basket for the Rockets. James Atkins for 3.
Atkins is a tough player. He's not going to be down all game. Well, they're going over to a 2-3 now. I think they thought Digham was getting to the hoop too easily, so they've set to a 2-3.
Nico for 3. No. Mills tips it up. No. Tips it again. And that ball was last touched by Reading. It'll be Arlington ball. So Arlington, when this is one of my concerns about the Ponders is who's going to be the 1 or 2 guys that can be a zone buster.
Exactly.
We mentioned that Dingman likes to drive. He can hit the 3, but is he going to be satisfied to hoist 3s against the zone?
Well, I think the best shooter on the team by far is Lincoln Fudge.
Right. He's saddled with those 2 fouls.
Exactly. And on a zone, when you reverse, that's a great pass.
That's great zone offense right there as they found the weak spot in the zone. Clarity underneath. And he has picked up the slack offensively tonight with a half dozen. 19-4 Ponders, 7 minutes to go first half.
That was an A-plus pass there by Dick.
It really was. And it looked like it could have been a travel, but I believe the Arlington contact caused the travel, so a foul will be called against Arlington.
I think once Fudge gets back in the game, I'd be very surprised if they could play a 2-3. They reverse the basketball. He gets his feet set. He's a dangerous shooter from 3.
I think if Arlington can continue to hold this lead, we might not see Lincoln until the second half. I don't know if Coach Woods wants to risk him picking up that 3rd foul. But we'll see how Arlington does offensively and if the guys on the court will allow him to keep Lincoln fresh for the second half. Steal by Dingman on the bounce pass.
You know where he's going.
Straight to the hole and lays it up and in.
It's from point A to point B with James Digham.
I mean, you interviewed him the other night. I didn't realize how big he is. He's probably
a tall kid.
6'2", 6'3", anyway.
And some,
right?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
he's got a good frame. He can put on some weight. He's going to be a very good player.
And finally,
he is a very good player.
James Atkins has kind of found the hot hand for the Rockets. He's hit both of his field goal attempts here in the second quarter. He has a quick 5 points, and the Ponder lead is 21-6.
You know, after interviewing these guys a couple of times at Lincoln Fudge, James Digham, Caden Mills, what great kids they are. Smart kids, great kids, and they're going to do so well in this world.
They dump it back in. Clary's found a little home down there on the low block. But that
Digham
time
was like joking around with me and stuff. Sometimes you get a kid up here, it's a 17, 18-year-old kid, and they freeze up. I was going to give him the mic.
Yeah, we're going to have to get him back on. Unfortunately, we had an audio problem, and
Oh,
you guys looked very pretty in that interview, but couldn't hear a word you were saying.
I think he did. I don't know about me.
We'll get James up for another time for sure.
Yeah, he was a good kid, and he was a great interview.
5:50 to go, second quarter. Ponders still leading it by 15. They go into Littlefield. Let's see if they get that. They do. They call the traveling violation on Hayes Littlefield.
Which is kind because it would have been a charge if he didn't.
Coach Marcy was upset. I think he was more upset at Littlefield. I don't think he was upset about the call because it looked like a pretty obvious travel from up here.
He traveled and he plowed someone over there. He's going to stay in there 2-3.
Ooh, I didn't realize the back of this chair had a back to it. I like this. Yeah, they stay in the 2-3 as Tim just mentioned. Dingman in the corner, bounce pass
Nice
into
pass.
Mills. Mills kicks it back out. Nico Trapotsis for 3. Yes!
That's huge. If he hits that reverse, that's a great pass by Caden Mills too, by the way, on the reverse. If he hits that, that's going to give him a lot of
great
trouble.
job there by Redding, beating down his press. But Mills comes up, and I thought he blocked the shot, but he did not. He got a pretty good piece of Atkins. Atkins, count the basket. He'll go to the line with a chance for a three-point play.
You almost at that point, let him get the 2, take the ball out of bounds, and just go for it. Don't waste a foul because we need Caden Mills in the game.
Yeah, and he's not going to be in the game right now because that's his second foul. And so it's going to lead Coach Woods to bring in Jonas Burrell, number 4, into the lineup. So now Arlington without 2 of their starters, both with 2 fouls. Let's see if they can survive this second quarter. Atkins unable to complete the three-point play. He has 7 of Redding's 8 first-half points.
Hey, Burrell's played well when we've seen him. I saw him in warm-ups today hitting a couple of threes. He's got a nice form on his shot, too. Might be a good person to have here on the zone.
Barella Jr. That's him at the top of the key, number 4 right now.
Good patience here by Arlington, working around.
10 on the shot clock. Dingman, top of the key, no. Rebound fought for, ooh. Like the Reading player might have fallen with the ball. That's
it's
number
good when
4.
they were getting behind the zone there. There seems to be some space behind the Reading zone on the baseline.
Will Moore, number 4 in the Reading lineup right now. Shot is blocked by Dingman in the corner. And they try to dump it inside. They kick it around. Atkins fakes, has to swing it all the way to the corner to Palm. That's Moore. They're working it around now. 8 seconds on the shot clock for the Rockets.
Good ball movement by Reading.
And good defense by the Ponders. Tough shot there with the shot clock winding down by Murphy, number 2. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Rockets. Ponders ball.
They don't go with the Twin Towers. They always bring one. They bring it. They take out Littlefield, and then they bring in Montero.
Number 5. Yeah, Will Monterio, number 5, into the lineup.
I butchered his name. Is that what you're telling me?
Nope. Just don't want his parents to give us a call. Dingman for 3. Yes.
If he adds that like a consistent 3, these guys are in trouble.
15 first-half points for James Dingman. We're halfway through the second quarter.
And he's looking for more.
Oh, yeah. He could put up a 30 spot tonight easily, especially with Fudge not in there. Dingman's going to pick up the load offensively. Lincoln Fudge scoreless on the bench with 2 fouls. That's a travel. And instead, they're going to get an offensive foul. Who's out on the ground? Trapotsis? Yeah. It's Nico Trapotsis, number 22, who's in there alongside his brother, number 12, with the ball right there, getting ready to take it out.
Yeah, when they put both of them in at the same time, with Caden Mills in the game, tough defense.
Second foul on Atkins. I bet you Coach Morris is wishing they called that travel because it would still be Arlington ball either way, and his player would still only have 1 foul. So now 2 players for Arlington and 1 player for Reading, each with 2 fouls. And for Reading, I mean, they just took 7. You know, you can do math, right? What's 7/8, Hoff? You're good at that, right?
I didn't hear the question.
7/8.
7/8
They teach you math. They teach you math.
Is that the new math, Don? There we go.
Trapotsis for 3. Yeah. Well, that's the only math you know.
Oh,
That's going to go against Alexei Trapotsis, number 12, on the reach-in foul in the back court. For him, I believe that's his first.
Actually,
And
not
the
that
third
bad
on
of a
the
foul.
team.
Slows them down a little bit. It gets Arlington set in their defense, especially where if his first foul. And he's always playing aggressively.
I think my point was that 7 out of the 8 points for Reading are on the bench. And just so you know, the Arlington High math works for some people. That's 87.5%.
Awesome.
Thank you. Little drive here, a little throw shot, no. Rebound. What a job by Dingman. It was going to be Reading ball, so Dingman did everything in his power to save it. Unfortunately, went right to a Reading player. Now, three-point shot is around the rim and out. Ball knocked out of bounds by Arlington. Reading ball.
That was my shooting percentage, Don. 87.5% of the time I got the ball, I let it
You
fly.
shot it. I don't know how many times it went in.
That's totally different.
Different number. We got a new shot clock somewhat for Reading, down to 30 on the shot clock, 2:39 on the game clock, and the Ponders with a 19-point lead. Three-point shot there, bounces high, no good. Good strong rebound by Monterio, but he, unfortunately, when he got that big strong rebound, he landed out of bounds.
Yeah, it was good pressure by Arlington. They pressured the ball, and it sort of forced him to a small space where he stepped out of bounds.
A positive for the Spy Ponders, they already have 10 second quarter points. It was almost their downfall on Tuesday night when they were held to 3 second quarter points. But overall, what a first half so far for the Ponders, coming up on 2 minutes to go in the first half. A little more than that, 2:10. Great
Nice
zone
passing.
offense. Clardy kicks it back in the corner to Dingman. A little bit of a tough pass for James to handle. 10 on the shot clock still. Clardy on the dump pass
that's
to
gotta be a bounce
Alexic
pass.
didn't work. Here come the Rockets the other way. What a block by
Punched it.
Dingman. Rebound put back up. No, but he's fouled on the play. That's Shea Donahue for the Rockets.
James Dingman came to play tonight, I'll tell you that. He always does, but tonight he just seems like he's got a little bit more pep in his step.
See
was
that
quite
foul.
a block. He was above the rim on that one.
That's team foul number 4 against the Ponders. Goes against Nico Trapotsis. So for Nico, that's his second. And I think Coach Woods is going to go to the bench and save Nico for the second half as Shea Donahue gets his first point of the game. And sure enough, Drew Carmen comes into the Arlington lineup, replacing Nico Trapotsis. And also for the Spy Ponders, number 5, Jack Zambardino is going to spell Peter Clardy. So Arlington, with the luxury of this 18-point lead, is going to be able to rest the guys with 2 fouls and maybe rest Peter Clardy for the duration of the first half as well.
Yeah, we've seen Carmen play a little bit this year, and he's a good player. He's a good player off the bench. He's a big kid. He's sturdy. He plays defense. He rebounds. And he actually has nice form on his three-pointer. He hasn't hit too many, but I can see him get, especially in the zone. He's a good player to have in here.
Right now, Dingman, the only starter in the lineup for the Ponders. 4 out of the 5 players are bench players and playing really well.
Nice luxury to have.
Dingman to the basket, stepped out of bounds.
Need a little more real estate there.
Minute 28 to go first half. Arlington leads it 27-10. Now a timeout is called by Arlington.
Yeah, I think especially with the second unit in there, I think Coach Woods wants to just make sure that everything's settled and everyone's on the right page here.
I'm thinking too, if I were coaching too, I would advise my team, you don't want to give up that defensive intensity, but with that new foul shot rule, you don't want to be committing dumb or bad fouls, especially in the backcourt, because all that's going to do is stop the clock and give Reading an opportunity for 2 free throws. And that's the one thing that can help Reading is scoring points while the clock's not moving.
Absolutely, and they look like there's a lot of good shooters on Reading that could probably knock down those 2s. A lot less pressure, as you know, going up to the line, knowing that you get 2 instead of, I got to hit the first one to get the next one.
You get another good look at the Arlington cheerleading squad. Now stay tuned with us at halftime. There was some talk of the other announcers who announced the girls varsity game interviewing some of the players, so we'll see if that is still on schedule. So if it is, stay tuned. I'm sure you'll enjoy that a lot. Good defense.
Yeah, I saw that end of that game. That was a really good game. Reading was a really tough team, but Arlington did a great job.
Here he is right now. I guess we just got word that the players aren't available after all, so no halftime interview, but as we continue on with the game here. Now coming up on the final minute, exactly now, 1 minute remaining, first half, Spy Ponders lead it 27-10. Corner 3 for Dingman, it's going to be short. And Reading comes up with the rebound. It's Jack Murphy with the rebound. He'll bring the ball up for the Rockets. Rockets without the services of Atkins, who picked up his second foul. Seems like that's the trend, to pick up 2 fouls. You don't finish half. That ball clearly went out of bounds, and they get that call correct. Arlington ball. What's that, 38 seconds up there? I can't quite see it. Yep.
38, yep.
So it's about a 3-second differential between the two clocks. I think it would behoove Arlington to really wind this all the way down, take what would amount to almost the final shot of the first half.
Almost like Dingman on the baseline instead of out on the wing on the 2-3 zone. If he gets the ball on the baseline, he's so dangerous. Almost where Alexi is there, if he got the ball there.
10 on the shot clock. Burrell for 3. No. Here come the Rockets now. They will be able to get a final shot off. With 2 seconds. 1. Let's see if he can throw one up there. They did not. If that goes, it won't count. And that's going to be the end of the first half.
Good half by the Spy Ponders, both offensively, defensively. They got to utilize their bench, and they got some fresh legs for the second half.
The score at the end of the first half, Arlington 27, Reading 10. Tim and I will be back with the second half action. And getting back ready for second half action. And Tim, what a half of the Ponders. 27 points offensively, holding Reading, the first place team in the division, to 10 first half points.
Yeah, the defense intensity was through the roof. They pushed the ball on offense. And I'm sure Coach Woods is telling these guys, Reading is going to make a run. There's no way Reading's going to score 10 points in the second half.
Right.
And so when they do make a run, be prepared for it and just keep doing. You got to dance with who you brought. And who they brought was tough defense and pushing the pace, attacking the hoop on transition. And if they do that, even if they trade buckets with Reading, when Reading makes the run, they'll be all set. But they have to. They can't panic when Reading makes their run, and Reading will make a run.
And of course, Arlington did that for the majority of the first half without one of their leading scorers. Lincoln Fudge scoreless in the first half of the Ponders as he picked up 2 quick fouls, and Coach Woods opted to protect him for the remainder of the half.
Yeah, I can see Lincoln having a good half here. He's got to stay out of foul trouble. No like little nicky-knack fouls.
James Digman led the way for the Spy Ponders with 15 first half points. He's number 33. He's in there along with number 21, Lincoln Fudge. Number 0, Peter Clark, who gets the ball down low again and scores again. He's been living down there on that baseline, and he has 8 points now.
Yeah, he's great sneaky behind the defense. That was a really good pass by Fudge, too.
Good D by Arlington and a lay-in by Littlefield. So Littlefield had a free throw in the first half. That's his first basket of the game, and Arlington leads at 29-12.
It's Reading's going to go back to the man-to-man. They had trouble with it before because they couldn't cover Dingham. And now with Fudge back in the game, they're going to have a tough time with both of these guys.
Caden Mills, number 23 on the Arlington starting 5 for the second half.
Wow,
Dingman for
that's
3.
a big-time shot, Don.
They are thinking about giving him 4 for that one. He couldn't have been any further in the corner, and a big hoop for the Ponders there.
He was in Arlington Center on that one. Holy cow, that's a good shot. He had the ball for a very short period of time, got his feet set, and he was ready to go. He's going to attack the hoop right here.
He's ahead of the pack. He's got a smaller player on him. He goes to the Euro, and he'll go to the line.
You see how he didn't go right to the hoop? He went right to the defender because he wanted to draw the foul.
See, I think that's an error by the official there. I think that should be a 2-shot foul, and so does Coach Woods.
Oh, wow.
You know,
What was he doing?
There's a rule called continuous motion, and I think continuous motion had begun.
Look at even James is like, I was shooting. What was I going to do?
Break there for the Rockets. Arlington will get a fresh 35 seconds on the shot clock. And now the buzzer goes off. Let's see what that's all about.
Take a practice shot. Oh.
Coach Woods not happy about that because what happened there, Tim, is they had begun to run their inbounding play. And then the horn went off, so I think Coach Woods is disappointed because he thought that play was going to be successful.
He showed his cards too, yeah.
Yeah. Arlington with that 20-point lead. There's Peter Clardy for...
Heck of a play, though.
Yep, that was the play.
That was a damn good one.
Worked beautifully.
Can I say that on ACMi?
Yeah, I don't know if Peter got hit from behind on that, but he couldn't get it to go, and now a traveling violation committed by Littlefield. All right, so I've tried to do this a couple times. For Arlington, here's the 5. Nico Trapotsis, number 22. Peter Clardy, number 0. Caden Mills, number 23. James Digman, number 33. And Lincoln Fudge, number 21.
Clardy's really played well this year, but this is his best game. He's done a little bit of everything.
Absolutely.
Really heady player.
Dingman baseline drive. Trapotsis couldn't handle the pass. Here's Fudge. He's going to drive to the basket.
Oh.
No call there.
I heard Coach Pal yell on that one. He doesn't really say much.
Loose ball there, but Reading able to come up with a little pull-up jump shot there is good by Jack Murphy. And Murphy with his first basket of the game. Cuts the lead to 18 points, 32-14 Ponders. 6 minutes remaining, third quarter.
This will be a good possession for Arlington to get one. You want to trade hoops with them at least.
Clardy spins out of it. Fudge for a long 3. Around the rim and out. Clardy kept it alive to Dingman, and Dingman lays it up and in. What a play by Peter Clardy.
He tapped it to him. He knew that was a direct tap pass. That's a great play.
I hope they
Such a heads-up play.
I hope they give him credit for an assist on that.
I take an assist and a rebound.
Sure. And now Nico Trapotsis will pick up the foul in the backcourt.
Mo Vaughn would have gone up and asked for both.
I think for Nico, that's going to be foul number 3.
Yeah, he's...
So brother Alexi will replace him, number 12.
You don't have to worry. You just bring your brother in. He'll get to play the same defense. He doesn't have the same offensive ability as his brother. He will eventually.
Yep, not yet.
But he plays the tenacious defense similar to his brother. What a great combo those guys are.
The key question is how many Trapotsis fouls will be committed in the course of a given game.
Hopefully a lot, because
Exactly.
the way they play up-tempo, and they play super aggressive.
Mills with nice hands there, knocked it away temporarily from the Rockets. Back inside Littlefield, yet another travel. That shot was blocked by Clarity. And even Coach Morrissey is telling Littlefield, gather and then go up strong.
Yeah, you got to plant your feet, get some leverage, and then go up strong.
I thought that was a travel. He didn't look like he had the happy feet on that one.
Well, I would have liked to see him jack that.
3 on the shot clock. Into the lane, Littlefield has to throw it up. He does. And at the shot clock buzzer, he got the shot off.
Ooh.
And they're going to get Caden Mills on the foul. And for Caden, that will be foul number 3. So now both Trapotsis, Nico, and Mills for Arlington, each with 3 fouls.
And so they're going to go to Burrell. Played well in the first half.
Littlefield at the line for 2. He will be replaced should he make the second free throw, as Will Monterio is at the scorer's table ready to check in. And as Tim just mentioned, number 4, Jonas Burrell checks into the lineup, and he replaces Caden Mills.
He's got nice form for a big guy. He's got. I'd like to see him out on the perimeter a little bit, taking some set shots. He's got a nice little shot there. You can tell when they're shooting the free throws if they can shoot or not, or if they're just going to be a bricklayer.
He's 3 out of 4 from the charity stripe so far tonight.
He's got nice form.
Under 5 minutes remaining third quarter. Pond is still holding on to a good-sized lead. It's 18 right now at 34-16. Fudge faked, drove.
I thought he was going to jack that.
Well, he will.
And he's feeling it. Right when they reversed the ball, I was like, that's 3 right there.
We hit from our angle, he was like diagonally straight on the basket. You could see that it was good.
They got to get out on him.
23 of Arlington's 37 for James Dinkman. Now a nice little entry pass there by Redding results in a basket. It's number 2, Murphy on the basket.
No offense to Shea O'Donnell. I think it's Shea O'Donnell
with the pass.
Yeah, he took like 4 steps on the other. It's like, holy cow. He's leading the team in rushing.
37-18 Arlington. Actually, in that last exchange, Arlington gained a point as Dingman knocked down a 3. And Murphy got 2 for Redding.
And you look at Clarity behind the zone, too.
That's where he's been living all night long. There he is again on the baseline. To the basket. Difficult shot thrown up.
You don't want to go over the back on that. That's the thing.
Here come the Rockets the other way.
Good defense by Burrell.
Man-to-man for the Ponders. Long 3 for Donahue. No. Rebound kept alive by Redding, but it comes to Arlington. Here comes Fudge to the basket. Lincoln Fudge blocked by Monterio. Out of bounds off of Redding. It will be Arlington basketball.
Very good defense by Monterio there. He went straight up and got all ball.
Number 4, Will Moore. And I believe it looks like number 12, Cooper Dean, into the Rocket lineup.
Arlington always has great out-of-bounds plays. I look forward to seeing them. So everyone's moving. It's multi-level. Yep, wide open.
They ran that play to get Link in the corner 3. Just a little short on that one. But Burrell does a nice job keeping it alive. And he keeps it alive to the right person as Dingman knocks down yet another 3. 26 for the junior quad captain, and the Ponders have their largest lead of the game, 40-18.
More on the way.
3 minutes to go, third quarter. It's been all Ponders so far.
No foul
tonight.
there, James.
Both ends of the floor, and the good defense by Dingman.
Yep, and he kept his hands out of there, which is good.
Apparently he touched the ball. Coach Morrissey upset about something, but he is getting the basketball. The other official thought it was out.
I think he wanted a foul on Dingham.
Coach Woods wants the ball because the other official maybe thought it was out too off of Redding because he started heading back towards the other end of the court. But Redding will retain possession with 10 on the shot clock. Oh, a little push there from behind by Burrell. He got away with one there. Ball on the ground, free for all.
Timeout, call a timeout.
Let's see.
That's a good, right there when you're like that and you got one, you just call one.
Yeah, I don't know if in high school basketball, if the coaches give the players, carte blanche to call those timeouts, if they say, you know what, you guys keep your mouth quiet. If I want a timeout, I'll take it. But it might not have been a bad idea for a player to call a timeout there. They reset
That's a
the
nice
shot
play.
clock. Good inbounds.
We were talking about Arlington's out-of-bounds plays. That was a good play by Redding. A lot of movement, a lot of deception.
Well-run play there by the Rockets. Count the basket for Will Monterio. He'll go to the line with a chance for a three-point play.
In high school basketball, you get the 6'5" kid the ball wide open underneath the hoop. Three-point plays in the cards. But Coach Woods didn't like the way they switched.
Yeah, they didn't like where they put the ball in play. Now the ball's fought for again. Bodies everywhere on the floor.
All the whole Treposis family's on the floor there. They say a loose ball. They probably throw that thing out in the kitchen. They all dive on it.
Yeah.
Tough kids. No hesitation there.
Lincoln Fudge checks out of the Arlington lineup, replaced by Jack Zambardino, number 5. 29 on the shot clock. Ponders by 20. Largest lead of the game so far tonight was 22.
Nice pass.
Damon did a nice job getting to the baseline, cutting it off.
He uses his body well, and he moves his feet where he doesn't reach.
Three-point shot is good by Shea Donahue. I remember him from last year now.
Yeah,
Tim.
he had a good game.
Yep. Held to 5 points so far tonight with that three-point shot there. Arlington lead down to 17. Somewhat comfortable, but we still have 10 minutes of basketball left, 2 minutes this quarter and a full fourth quarter. Clardy again on that baseline, kicks it out to Dingman for 3. That's going to be off. Rebound
Sorry,
by
pull it
Alexa.
back out and run your offense through.
This Clardy, baseline, tried to get it to Zambardino. And
It looked like he tipped it.
they couldn't connect on that pass.
I don't think he just threw it out of bounds. I think it was tipped.
I think Coach Woods was still questioning a call down the other end from earlier to the official in front of him. Good pick there, set by Redding. Arlington still with that aggressive man defense.
Nice play.
Blocked by Burrell. And now a foul committed by Redding.
Clardy with the rebound. He's got a half a dozen rebounds tonight already.
Jonas Burrell with the rejection. And it will be Arlington ball after the foul.
This is the most impact he's had in a tight game. He's done very well coming off the bench. Only a junior.
Not to nitpick, but that should be a full shot clock reset. That was a foul. They only cost Arlington 1 second, so I guess I'll be quiet about that one. Coming up on the final minute of the third quarter, Arlington up 17. This time Clardy's in trouble, double team. Tried to knock it off a Reading player. He was successful doing that. It will remain Arlington ball on the baseline, 15 seconds on the shot clock.
He's so good facilitating behind the defense there. He's not looking for his own offense, but he's looking to facilitate, and he really does a great job. And he keeps his composure back there, even when he's under pressure.
Yeah, that time Reading ran 2 players at him. Here's Zambardino up. And they're going to call a possession foul against Reading. I think Coach
I thought he could have
Morrissey-
shuffled his feet a little bit there.
I don't think Coach Morrissey cared for that call.
I thought he was gonna be the 6th man out on the floor on that one.
So this time they do give Arlington the full 35 on the shot clock. Down to 30 now, 50 seconds on the game clock. And a strong move by
Such
Dingman.
good body control, where like most high school players would have plowed over that kid and gotten a charge, where he can avoid the contact and still score.
A nice drive to the basket there by Donahue. Puts it up off the window and in. And the Arlington lead remains at 17 as the teams exchange baskets on the last 2 possessions.
Yeah, and trading hoops is fine because they built such a good lead. It's just they can't get into a rut where they don't score for a little while as long as they trade hoops.
20 seconds in the quarter. Arlington holding for that final possession. Shot clock is off. Clardy into the lane. Dumps it in to Alexi Treposis. Kicks it out to Burrell for 3. Yes!
Yeah, I saw Burrell hitting them in warm-ups. I was like, wow, that kid can really let it fly.
Jonas
and sure enough.
Burrell for 3. And then there's the horn. I don't know if that looks like a chance to go in. It wouldn't have counted anyway. But a big bucket there at the end of the third quarter by Jonas Burrell, increasing the Arlington lead back up to 20 points.
Yeah, I think with Burrell, too, he's getting some good minutes. He's doing a lot of the little things. He's playing tough defense. He's got a couple rebounds, a couple nice passes. I think it just helps his confidence. And he is a shooter. You could tell by the way that he releases the ball, and he's got really nice form. And I saw, like I said, I saw him in warm-ups. And I think the more that he plays, the more we're going to see things like that. That's a really impressive shot. defense, the clock running down, and all of a sudden, you need a bucket, and all of a sudden you bang out a three, and you haven't really been one of the big offensive players in the game, but all of a sudden you just did a huge service to your team.
Getting another look at the Arlington High cheerleading squad, coached by Sarah List and Emily Duke. And the tri-captains are senior Michaela Edwards, Keely Smith, and junior Mia Tess. 8 minutes remaining in this game. Spy Ponders by 20. And, Tim, as I look by the score by quarters, one thing I am impressed with Arlington so far is they have outscored them every quarter. Arlington led 17-1 after 1, 27-10 after 2, and 45-25 after 3. So they led by 16, they led by 17, they led by 20. They've won every quarter of this game.
It's just the way they're playing defense, and they're just pushing the ball up, too. They're not sitting on their lead, and they're trying to expand it, which is a great strategy.
And doing it without any offensive output from Lincoln Fudge, one of their top 2 scorers. Scoreless on the night so far. More than made up for by the 28 three-quarter points of James Digman. Now, I think Donnie might have been trying to draw a foul on that play. Here comes Digman. He's going to go all the way, and he's going to lay it in. Just as simple as that.
That's like, but when he crosses half court with a full head of steam like that, it's almost 2.
Digman.
Oh, what a defensive play by James. Oh, he just got tackled.
And they're going to call it. It's going to be second down on that play. As they're going to get the big fella Monterio on the foul, knocking over Clark. He seems to be okay. And now
look at these 3 coming in. It's nice to bring hit. You got Fudge,
yeah,
Caden Mills, and the older Trevosas coming in.
Yep,
that's not too shabby.
Yep. And Clary's going to get a break for the first time in a while. He sat out maybe the last minute and a half of the second quarter. Played the entire first quarter, most of the second quarter, all of the third quarter. So he's going to get a break. And yeah, as you mentioned, Arlington doing all this with some great contributions from the bench, increasing the lead to 22 points. And now with 7 minutes to go, bringing 3 starters back into the game, a couple of whom are in a little bit of foul trouble. Caden Mills inside, and he's called for a traveling violation.
Yeah, he sort of forced the entry pass. It wasn't really there. And even if he did try to sneak it in, it should have been a bounce pass.
Mills fast to the pass there, knocks it out of bounds. It remains Reading ball.
You see, James Aiken's like, you got to throw it faster when he's lurking around here.
7:12 remaining in the ball game. Arlington matching their largest lead of the game at 22 points.
That's a travel.
Traveling violation committed by Reading. Coach Morrissey not fond of that call either.
I think it was a good call.
It looked like he couldn't quite put the brakes on fast enough. And
yeah, he tried to do a jump stop and he just slid. Picked up his pivot foot.
Yep. Oh, years ago, they had one of those crappy courts down here. They've only had the wood floor here probably for, well, maybe a lot longer than I would expect, but they used to have one of those rubber floors down
yeah,
here.
the tartan floor, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Get a little more hop off them, though. There we go.
Trevosas for 3. Short. Rebound by Monterio. 6.5 minutes to go. Ponders still lead it by 22. 3-point shot from the corner by Atkins is good.
He's got to look for his offense a little more. He's got, he's a really quick player, and he's got really nice release on his shot. He's not super aggressive offensively, but it seems like he could pick up the pace offensively.
Atkins had 7 first-half points, then he committed his second foul, so he rode the bench for the end of the second quarter, and that's his first points of the second half. I don't even know if he's been a non-factor in the second half. I don't even remember him handling or taking any shots. So there's a good chance.
Doesn't seem like Reading tries to push the pace like Arlington does. I think Coach Woods and his staff had the idea today that we're going to really push the pace. I think Reading likes to control tempo, and when Arlington's pushing up the pace, especially offensively and controlling the defensive boards, it's tough for Reading to get into their tempo. I think they want to get down there, run through their offense, not slog it down, but just sort of be more deliberate, where Arlington really, really controlled the tempo in this game, defensively and offensively, and I think that's led to huge dividends for Arlington. Great strategy by Coach Woods and the staff.
Got a chance to mention the Arlington captains and coaches in that last time out. This time we'll mention the seniors: Meg Kunsolo, Amelia Lipman, juniors Lauren Henneberry, Haley Dow, Lizzie Hink, Gracia Valdez, Rianne Lyons, Ryan Wallace, Angelina Cristobal. We'll get to the sophomores and freshmen during our next timeout break.
So Reading came out with a little 1-2-2 trap, full court press.
Yeah, they haven't had much backcourt defense so far tonight, have they?
No, at some point you got to do something, you know.
They're trying to make a run here. That three-pointer cut Arlington's
I would
lead
say
down to
one of the
19.
things that you might want to do is cover James Dingham.
A couple chances there for Caden Mills. Couldn't get either of them to fall, and here comes Reading with a chance to cut into the 19-point deficit that they face. Pull-up
Good
jump shot there
defense
by
there.
Donahue. No.
Clardy just was on him like a glove.
Here come the Ponders.
Nice spin.
Clardy. He's going to
Oh,
try.
Euro step.
Instead, he dumped it to Dingman. Dingman went about three. Now instead
Oh, he went to Biff on him.
And
Yeah, he's shaking his head, but he's still.
Montario decided that he was not going to allow that. Challenged him at the rim, committed the foul, and James Dingman will go to the line for two. That was interesting, Tim, because I thought Clardy had a nice move to the basket. I thought he was going to be able to take it and finish. Instead, he decided to kick it out to Dingman for the three, and Dingman said, "No, I'm not going to go for the three. I'm going to go for the jam."
Oh, man, that was a great take.
And he'll go to the line for two.
Hey, you draw the foul. Even if you don't make the bucket, you draw the foul. I mean, they had to contest it.
Foul number.
That would have brought this place down if he had just two-handed biffed on the whole Reading squad.
31 now for Dingman. That foul by Montario is his third, second on the team. 5:39 to go in the game. Arlington with a comfortable 20-point lead.
When he was sick, he just didn't have the energy to do that. Now that he's feeling better, he can get up and he can get after it.
Well, he's got 55 points in one week, 2 games worth. So that tells you that he's back.
Yeah, he's feeling better.
Yeah.
You don't need the thermometer anymore.
Here's number 11 for Reading, Andrew Giacovoni. Kicks it in the corner, does Reading, and a three-point shot there by Cooper Dean.
And Dean's a really good shooter, too. They got a lot of good shooters. Is that Arlington just did a really good job of getting in their face and not letting them let it fly.
First basket of the game for Dean. Arlington's lead is 17. Not as comfortable as 20, but still feeling pretty good about this game now. Traveling violation committed by Arlington. 5:02 left in the game.
I thought they maybe would have called a move and pick on that because he was. I didn't see the travel.
5 minutes exactly to go. Ponders by 17.
Good defense there.
Alexei Chapotis with great defense.
What an athlete, huh?
Steal by Fudge. Here goes Lincoln Fudge. He's thinking about it, isn't he? And he lays it in. Lincoln Fudge with his first basket of the game, and quite a basket it was. Arlington lead is back up to 19. Oh, beautiful move by Atkins, but he couldn't finish at the rim. Here comes Arlington the other way. Dingman fakes.
Oh, I thought he was going to pull that one. It was good that he didn't, but I thought he would.
I think Arlington be smart here to just run some offense, chew some clock. Coming up on the halfway point of the fourth quarter. Dingman took it into the paint. Challenged again by Montario, and for the second time, Montario answers the challenge but commits the foul. That'll be his fourth.
Yeah, he's really good at contesting the shots. He's just got to be a little bit careful of following through with his block. If he goes straight up on that, he might not get a foul. But when he had his hands up, he put him down, and it just, I don't think coach is complaining about that call. I think he wanted one at half court on Alexi.
Well, either way, that official is going to move over to the proper spot because that's not really where you want to be after you make a call against the team. And now he makes his way over to the far side away from the benches. Dingman hits the first free throw. And he hits them both. Time on Arlington, I missed that.
Yeah, I think they want to set up a press probably. They'll come out with something different. I wouldn't be surprised if they had some sort of full court trap or something to give give Reading a little different look.
There's your update right there. 4:17 to go in the game. 21-point Arlington lead. Arlington yet to commit a team foul in the fourth quarter. Reading has committed 3. I believe both teams have used 2 timeouts, so plenty of timeouts remaining for the team. And as promised, here's my chance to finish out the squad for the Arlington High School cheerleading team, sophomores Lily Rashankish, Jill Cole, Ina Bared, Haley Lucenti. And the freshmen are Bhavna Kumari, Brooke Mayer, Abby Whiting, Lydia Scher, Catherine MacDonald, and Mia Cochran. Another outstanding job by the Arlington High School cheerleaders here tonight.
Yeah, they really do a great job. They have a great crew down there.
I think if you had told me that Arlington was going to be leading 9-1 Reading by 21 points halfway through the fourth quarter,
we'd take it.
I would have been surprised. I'm not going to lie. So this is a big wake-up call for the Rockets, don't you think, Tim? You come in here, you're 9-1, you're in first place, you're thinking, okay, well, we're probably a little bit better than this Arlington team, and Arlington punched them in the mouth.
They sure did, and it wasn't anything. It wasn't like that Reading played poorly. Arlington really played very well, especially with their defense.
Good defense there by Reading. Mills has the player ahead of the pack. It's Dingman. Dingman is fouled on the play.
Yeah, both Dingman and Fudge look to attack the hoop, and they're out on the front end of your break. That's a good duo to have. They're both really good finishers.
Yeah, I was refereeing a game the other day, and I think the teams kind of knew each other. And one team, I think it was only an 8th grade game, actually, and one team had a kid that could dunk. And at one point, the other team just let him go and let him dunk. And I'm thinking to myself, I know I'm old, but in my time,
that would never have happened. We would have been kicked out of the game early, Don.
Somebody would have done something about it. Not only would you not let him dunk, you wouldn't clear the path for him to let him do it.
No.
So I think that's kind of the Reading mentality. They've seen Dingman a couple times getting ready to cock one, and they're saying, nah, we'd rather you go to the line for 2. That's not.
And the Reading mentality, these kids are all super athletic, super competitive. They're not going to let that happen.
Probably not.
No way,
I mean,
no
if he's
how.
wide open, fine, but he's not going to take it up against them when there's a chance to challenge him. Monterio with the basket. He'll go to the line with a chance for a 3-point play. Those were always the thing. Don't let anybody dunk on you, and don't let anyone score 100 on you.
Oh, no way.
So you saw a team getting up to the 90s. That's when you started making sure that they didn't get to that 100 level.
Reading did this a lot last year. They had the 2 big kids. They had Murphy, the football player, and was it Littlefield?
Littlefield.
Yeah, and they switched them off. They only put one of them in at a time. And then Monterio is playing really well, and Littlefield plays well. I almost would like to see both of them in there at the same time.
Clardy picked up that foul. That's his first. Here goes Peter Clardy to the basket, and he did a nice job there, stopping, letting the defender go by him, and then he lays it in. Peter Clardy in double figures tonight with 10.
Best game we've seen from him. Not that he hasn't played well, but he's really played and done a little bit of everything tonight.
3:14 remaining in the first half, and you hear some noise in the background from the Arlington student section. That means that there's a chance that a couple of their buddies are coming into the game real soon, and that's making everybody here at the Kozlowski Gymnasium quite happy. Let's see who those players are as I check my roster. We have number 13, Thomas Wright. Number 20, Cam Levine.
And 32 is Nick Rudolph.
Thanks, Tim. So a chance for these guys to get some run in the final 3 minutes of this game. Monterio tried to get that pass to Atkins, but a little too much mustard on that one. Ball out of bounds. And for Arlington, number 11, that's Simon Miller into the game. And also number 24, freshman Jabari Williams.
Yeah, I like seeing Williams get some run because he's a really athletic, good player. And Young is only a freshman. So it's good to get some varsity experience for him because he's going to be one of the Spy Ponders of the future. We'll be calling his games for a few years.
2:48 to go. Arlington by 21.
He's got to get off the ball here.
Jabari Williams on the
Nice
cut
pass.
inside, putting it up. Couldn't get the shot off. A traveling violation is called. Cam Levine on the nice cut, but it was quickly defended by the Rockets. He was unable to get the shot up.
So they'll just pick up at half court. They'll play their regular man-to-man defense.
A couple players in there now for Reading. Number 11, Andrew Jagvani. And number 12, Cooper Dean. And number 15, Will Shute. Number 14, Jake Palm. I don't know if I just mentioned him. And of course, number 5, Will Monterio. Ponders turn it over. Here come the Rockets to the basket. Now they'll reset the offense. Monterio inside pass.
Nice pass.
Nice pass there to Dean. Dean flips it up. No. Nice strong rebound there by Levine, I believe that is. Cam Levine. And foul committed against Reading. And that's good news for Cam Levine because that's team foul number 5 against Reading. And Cam Levine will go to the line for 2 and get himself a chance to get in the book.
Getting the box score right there.
He doesn't have the pressure of hitting the first one either. He's going to get 2 cracks at this. So let's see if Cam Levine.
Great job by Coach Woods getting, playing so many players that it's really good for the room when you get a lot of guys in the game and they're playing hard and they're working together. It's great.
Free
Great
throws
to see.
no good. Replacements for the Rockets, number 33, Liam Benson. And another player came in. I can't catch his number yet. I'll try to get it for you folks. As
There it
Levine
is.
hits 1 of 2.
Good form, nice release there.
Looks like number 25, Ben Peterson, is the other Rocket. Levine in the book with a free throw. 57-35 Ponders. 2 minutes to go in this ball game. Pull-up jump shot there is good. And that's number 15, Will Shoot, with his first bucket of the game.
Coach Woods still coaching to the end here.
Absolutely.
A little bit of a moving screen there on the exchange. Got to get his feet set.
Got to get Simon Miller, number 11, on the moving screen. Simon picks up his first. I believe that's the second on the team.
Most important thing for when this unit goes in is that they play tough defense and don't give up easy buckets. The offense isn't going to come easy because they don't work together as much as the first squad, but they can all play defense and rebound like they're doing.
Play Arlington basketball no matter what. Nick Rudolph with a strong rebound, number 32 for the Ponders.
That's good position there by Rudolph.
Coming up on the final minute and a half of the ball game.
There it is.
3-point shot there, no good by Miller. Minute 20 to go. Arlington by 20. See if Arlington can keep up that streak of winning every quarter. This quarter is dead even right now. Each team has scored 12 fourth quarter points. Williams. See if they can go inside the big fella Rudolph. Here he is right there. Rudolph
Nice
spins.
move.
Oh, he's getting his shirt held from behind. Unfortunately, refs couldn't see that. Good, strong offensive rebound by Levine. Williams for 3. Yes! Jabari Williams with a 3-point basket. And the Ponders with their largest lead of the game. 60-37. 40 seconds to go. What a game here tonight for Arlington.
I'm predicting that in years to come, we're going to be calling Jabari Williams' name quite a bit.
He has a twin brother on the team as well, Jamari Williams, who's out injured so far this season. Hope to have him back shortly.
Yeah, two really good players, athletic, young kids. Good for the future of the program.
Here's a tough call for Coach Woods. You know, you have your reserves in the game. Shot clock's off, so they don't have to shoot. And, you know, is it a sportsmanship thing to do just to run out the clock? But you kind of want you guys to get a chance to score, too. So
yeah, as long as they're running their offense.
Yeah, they're going to just run this clock out. 3 seconds, 2 seconds,
the right thing to do.
1, and that'll do it. Wow. An impressive showing here by the Spy Ponders tonight. They run away from this game against the first place Rockets of Reading with a 60-37 win. Before we have our wrap-up show, Tim, any final comments from you?
I just think that the way that Arlington came out with the intensity on defense, the way they pitched the ball up, the way that they moved the ball, and they got contributions not just from the top players, they got contributions from all their players, whether it was on offense, defense, going for loose balls, playing offense and defense and rebounding. I think it was a great team win for Arlington.
Arlington did end up winning that fourth quarter, so they won all 4 quarters of this game. Stay tuned for our wrap-up show, but for now, the final score here from the Kozlowski Gymnasium, Arlington 60, Reading 37. We'll be back with the post-game show.
I got a couple shots to the back of your head. It should be good. Right at the end. Right at the end. Check it out. That was a good game. Played well. It's fun to watch. All right. Lewis, I'm going to turn this off here. Oh, you get interviews. Okay. All right. I'm here at the after the big game, Caden Mills. Great effort tonight. What really you guys started off so strong, offense and defensive. What was the impetus of doing that?
We just mainly preached to go hard off rip. You know, we start off slow usually, but this game we kind of came out firing on all cylinders. So that's what Coach Woods has been like installing in us for the past like couple weeks of practice.
Yeah, as I said before, during the game, I think you're one of the best, if not the best, defensive player in the Middlesex League in the area. And I think your defense and your teammates' defense today really led to the offensive transition as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And also the fact that you guys came out so strong, I think it caught Reading a little bit off guard.
Yeah, they thought we was gonna come out slow because usually we do, but like I said before, we just came out firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, it was a great game. I always mention, I told you this off air one time, I always mention what a great high school football player you were. And I know this is a basketball show, but I can't let it go without saying that Caden Mills was the best high school football player that I saw play this year, and I saw a lot of games, and I give you a lot of credit for not only that, but the athleticism and the effort that you bring to this team. And any high school basketball team would be glad to have you. And you're having a great season. It looks really promising for Arlington. And what are some of the goals for the rest of the season?
The goals is to make the state championship. Whoa.
There you go.
That too.
You get a little ahead of yourself. That's all right.
And we just want to make the tournament again and actually get a win this time.
Yeah, so you make the tournament, and then you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it's great seeing you again. Great game, buddy. Take care.
You guys are on the road for the next two, right?
Yeah, next week, Tuesday, Friday.
When's the next home game?
Two Tuesdays, so not the 16th or 23rd. Against Watertown.
Watertown on the 23rd?
Yep.
It might be a good sign. We're glad that, we don't have a thing tonight. This one's not mine. And we're back with Coach Woods. And Coach, wow, 60-37 win over the #1 team in the league. Congratulations! What a game.
Yeah, no, we thought this would be a good opportunity for us. Reading's off to a great start, but we're kind of scratching and and getting better and doing some things. And defensively, I couldn't ask for anything more in the first half. Held them to 1 point in the first quarter, 9 points in the second quarter. Yeah. That makes the game very difficult to come back and win. But they're tough kids, so I thought extra possessions was a huge part of tonight, and we forced some turnovers. We got some offensive rebounds that was helped us out a lot.
I pointed out to Tim during the telecast, and I'm not sure if you're aware of this even, that you actually won every quarter of that game.
Yeah, it's hard to lose if you win every quarter.
Right.
So yeah, I knew we won the third quarter, 18-15, and we're up 20, and it's like, okay, that's what I told the guys at halftime. The second quarter didn't have a great feel to it, but we beat them 10-9. So it's like, guys, you do that the next two quarters, and we go home happy and tied for first in the Middlesex League. So I think the kids really embraced the grind and worked their tail off tonight. So it was a lot of fun.
So obviously had a big game from James tonight. I believe he had 35 points. Peter Clarity was outstanding tonight with 10. Aside from them, it's going to be satisfying for you, especially in a home game, when you get a big lead like that and you get to bring in all those other contributors in practice, the guys at the end of the bench that got into the game and got them some time. That's got to be happy, make you happy as a coach.
Yeah, one of the things we talked about in the pregame, a lot of times coaches or sports, they bring up the word sacrifice, and I don't use it a lot because I love this, and I would do it 365 days a year, but they do commit a lot of time, and they're coming in and practicing. Attendance and effort has been, unbelievable this year. It's a really good group of kids, so you definitely want them to be able to go out, and they were very good at the end of the game too.
Absolutely.
So, that's when you have a team that competes the way these guys do, sometimes it's not easy to play a full complement of rosters, but guys are going to make contributions. We've been lucky, tonight we got in a little bit of foul trouble, but we really haven't got the a real bad foul trouble game or an injury, knock on wood, or anything like that where somebody would have to step up, but they're going to happen. It's a long season, and it was good to see those guys be ready and make plays and have a good energetic home crowd to do it in front of is a nice thing.
Good week for the Spy Ponders. They finally had a couple of home games. They won them both. Arlington will go on the road for the next 2 games, return to the Kozlowski Gymnasium on the 23rd against Watertown High School. Hopefully you'll come down and join us here at the Kozlowski Gymnasium. Coach Woods, thanks for joining me. Good luck next week in the road games, and that will wrap things up here from the Kozlowski Gymnasium. For my partner, Tim Hoffman, I'm Don Phelan. The final score here tonight, Arlington 60, Reading 37. Thanks for joining us.